you run off to Mom then?
These matches are going to be even more ridiculous.
If you know anything about Street Fighter, you do not doubt the GOAT.
My man is always hitting go. You thought I was playing? Oh, you're hella dead.
The main event!
Help me out, Nadeshko.
And look how much it means to him! Wow!
Dan Hibiki, back after the ultimate improvement.
I'll show you.
Line it up. Power to the earth!
See what I'm really made.
The honor was mine.
I'll settle this.
Let's begin.
Are you serious? My man is breathing right now. My man is breathing. Into my rules at the end of you know.
Hello everyone and welcome once again to another episode of Sets here on Capcom Fighters, brought to you by the guys based in the UK. Do you know what? I woke up this morning, I just accepted it. He's a fellow Britishman and we gotta keep him here. But this is the show where United goes down. We pick 2 of some of the finest players around the world from different regions in a first to 10 for the bragging rights. And before those bragging rights, you know, we have to have a little bit of a chat with them to find out their background and how much they enjoy Street Fighter 5, and then find out things regarding how they felt about the set and the post chat without all that good stuff. But I'm going to be your host once again, Jammerz, and alongside me, like I said, I've accepted it. This man's one of us now. He's been with me long enough, and he's here to tell us more about his amazing adventures as being British. Veggey, tell him what's up.
One of us. Finally, you heard it. It's your favorite Brit Veggey, and he's been approved by the general himself, Mr. Jammerz. And I could not be more excited because I did not know that he had approved me for this position as favorite Brit, and I'm very thankful, Jammerz.
I said you're one of us, not the favorite. I said you're one of us.
I mean, it's good enough for me. One of us, favorite. It's the same. I feel like that's really not such a big difference. And you know, it's only here that I am your favorite Brit at Capcom's Fighters Sets. And as you said, we have we always pit some of the best talents around the world. And sometimes you don't know about the talent, but we do, or someone in the crew does, and we want to pitch that up and show them to you. And today is one of those days.
For sure. And again, we're going to have a very juicy fight card coming up for you guys. Now, Richard, if you can, roll the fight card so that people know what's up for tonight's graphic. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been advertising it for a little while now, but today is the day. We got another juicy fight card coming for you up. Machoor, one of the unsung heroes of the FGC, as well as a very talented Ryu player. He did make top 8 in the CPT that happened for the Middle East not too long ago. He's going to be going up against Carbon. Now, we actually do have very little knowledge on Carbon. I do apologize about that, but hopefully in the chat we're going to have with him before the first 10, tell us a little bit more about himself, how he feels about Street Fighter 5. But Carbon was actually recommended through Machoor, and we're taking Machoor's word for it because he's a very good player and he has very good insight on how the community works around his area. So this is going to be hopefully a juicy set, another one for you guys as well. So Veggey, I don't know how you're feeling about this one. Machoor versus Carbon, potentially Ryu versus Bison. I mean, how you feeling?
And that's what I like, because Ryu versus Bison is a match we saw all the time back in the day, Season 1, even maybe in the beginning of Season 2. But I mean, it's not a set you get to see very often. And what I love is long, high-level sets between characters that we don't always get to see. Like we saw over the weekend or the week, we saw quite a few times like these clashes that you don't see every day. And it's just such a joy to watch, because that's not what I see in every top 8, where I see Cammy versus Urien versus Dhalsim versus Honda sometimes versus, you know, Balrog, yeah. And he used to be one of those characters you didn't get to see all the time after his Season 2 stuff. So getting to see that match, which I mean, I have some thoughts about that match, Jammerz, but I really don't can tell you how it will go. So I'm definitely going to learn this matchup from these two players as they play and kind of get an idea or decision of what I think that matchup looks like on paper.
I think one thing I do know is I don't think we've had a Ryu since Phenom tried it in the first episode. I could be wrong. I have to double check and go back in the archives and look, but I definitely know we've rarely had any Bisons on here, so it'd be good to see a little bit of Bison gameplay for a change, freshen things up, because again, I think that character is still pretty much competitive and can still cause a lot of the cast problems, because I know Zone is his favorite archetype to go up against, but Ryu, everybody has anti-projectile tools, and Bison has, I think, some of the best out there, but we'll see how it transpires anyway when the set goes on. But remember, the guys are in the waiting room, and we will have them with us shortly. But before that, we got to talk about all things Street Fighter. Richard, roll the CPT graphics so the people know. As you guys do know, CPT is on a little bit of a break, but we got to keep reminding each and every time because we get some new viewers every now and then. But the next CPT that will be happening is China, and this will be happening when July the 10th comes around. So that's actually not that far away from now. It's actually going to be this weekend. So make sure, if you're still hungry for that Street Fighter 5 action from the CPT, if you are in this respective region, please get signing up now. I think probably tonight might be the last night. I could be wrong. There was actually a detail I couldn't find before, so I do apologize about that, but this is the next one there. But as you can see on your screens right now, if you head on over to the website, capcomprotour.com, and check up the schedule, this is how the schedule is looking out right now. We're still in July. No CPT has happened yet, but this weekend, July the 10th, it is going to be China's one and only chance. I don't think they have more than one, but it's going to be China's region. And then after that, or 2 weeks later, it will be North America, Canada East one. And then at the end of the month, my favorite, France, Spain, and Portugal. I cannot express how excited I'm going to be for that one. It's going to be for reasons that you guys probably don't even realize why, but it's going to be an interesting one at the end of the month there. But that's going to be looking good. And then we can talk about just a little bit. In August, we're going to have Republic of South Africa 1. That is coming very soon. That's literally just over a month away, and that's going to be a very interesting one there as well, because there's going to be quite a number of players we're going to be unfamiliar with, and we're only going to be knowing about 16 of them because we're going to tell them the CPT, the stream, Capcom Fighters. We're going to see 16 of them, and it'll be great to see which one will emerge victorious as their winner there. So again, head on over to the website, and you can go and check out this schedule there. But speaking of schedules, I don't know. First of all, actually, before I do the schedule thing, do you know what? For those of you who don't know, you might have been living under a rock, you might not have seen it, I don't know. This past week, we've had intense 24 hours round the clock Street Fighter 5 action. There was about a couple of us talking about this weird game about people punching each other, uppercutting, throwing projectiles, trying to qualify for these weird finals, stuff like that. You saw our faces everywhere, but I wonder if Richard can pull up the graphic of the people that were calling the action over the weekend. We had some guys over in the studio in Poland doing this as well, but I just wanted to give a special shout outs to the guys that did work over the weekend. You know, you got Vicious, Tyrant, Rinch. One of the guys sitting next to me, for heaven's sake, is a British person, for Christ's sake. Veggey, Olvaha, Reinhardt, Yipes, Liston. Shout outs to all the guys on the commentary doing it remotely from home, and our schedules were rough.
They definitely were.
It was all worth it. We enjoyed it here, and we were able to call the action of so many different players throughout so many different regions. But it was great to see as well. These were just the casters these were just the casters for the weekend. There you go. They were the analysts and the hosts as well. Shouts to Jammerz, Rob TV, and Saint College. You know what? Jammerz did an amazing job. It was really good to see him out there and be an analyst with Logan, with F-Word, with Z, call the action over Dominican Republic, Mexico, and all that jazz. But there you go. They're the hosts. I just want to say a big thank you to these guys because, again, they made this a lot more enjoyable, and there was 24-hour Street Fighter around the clock, and the people involved in this, they've been working tirelessly to make sure you guys stay entertained. When you go to bed, you can think about Street Fighter. When you wake up, there was an event already on, whether it be Europe, Latin America, North America, Asia. I mean, look, me and Veggey had to wake up at like 4 or 5 in the morning to commentate the Japan one. And then literally hours later, we commentated France. But then these guys have been doing like 12, 13-hour shifts over there. But I heard the guys over in Poland, the ESL crew, have been taking really good care of them. So I just wanted to say shout outs to everyone that was involved in this past week for the closed the closed qualifiers for the Incel World Open Online. And then speaking of which, now that we're talking about schedules, I wonder if the people's got it. There you go. Shout out to the Latrine team in the back. Ladies and gentlemen, this got announced or put out earlier today, I believe it was. This is the schedule for the regional finals. So all the people, you know, your Monos, your Infectious, Hurricane, you know, your Mr. Crimsons, everyone that was involved. I'm trying to think because there's so many names that I keep forgetting.
Your Venoms.
Venoms, yeah, everyone that was involved, right, that got to the regional finals part. This is what's going to happen. They're going to kick things off with South America first. And then South America, North America, Central America. Okay, I think that's how it's going down there. But literally for the 5 days, or 1, 2, 3, that's 6 days, right? Is that 6 days? 6 days. Bloody hell. I can't even remember all the days. Because I seen something completely different to what was announced today. But make sure you tune in from July the 16th. Because this is going to be big. And this is where the people that are involved now, they're playing for the big bucks. Obviously, the first 2 stages, the preliminary stages and the secondary stages, were for just to wither things down to the final 8, the final 4, right? Because some of the regional finals, or the closed qualifiers, sorry, had 4 players, only 2 could get out. Japan had 8 players, only 6 could get through. Some other regions had 8 players, only 4 could get through. So it was a very strong, competitive environment. It was very probably tiresome for these guys as well. But that is the schedule for the regional finals there. So make sure you check it out there. But Veggey, I gotta ask you, you know, because this was a big deal for you this past week. So I mean, overall, how was Veggey's experience commentating back to back high level Street Fighter 4, like a big job?
I mean, let's just start at the start of the week and do it quickly. Since I had to play on Wednesday as well, the nerves were
you did, right?
So much. I had so much adrenaline on that Wednesday. Don't know if that hindered or not, or if that affected anything. I felt so stressed out. And then since it is a broadcast from home, as you say, and since I like this apartment building is a bit not so soundproof, so I moved my setup over to one of my best friend's houses, and I had to do that after playing, so it was very late. And as you said, you woke up mad early. I mean, you woke up early than me. Yeah, so for that Japanese region, and the nerves were still there, but as the week went on, I felt like the nerves would dissipate a little bit.
Dissipate. Yeah. Dissipates.
And I would just, instead of being, it's 1 hour nervous, it was more like, yeah, let's go, it's in 1 hour, I'm excited for this. It was like a time chamber level up thing, because seeing commentary from the outside, it's like, I could do that, it's so easy, they're missing this and that. But after starting doing it with you, the sensei, I noticed that it's you have moments where you lose yourself, like you get lost in your own train of thought, you don't know where you are, and you try to, there's so many intricate situations as a commentator that's really hard to deal with, and that's what I feel builds up the nerves. So having this week of experience from something that's not competitive per se, but it's still something you have to bring your A game and try to adapt and learn, and then adapt to your co-commentator. It was I love the week. The longer we went into it, the better it went, and I was really excited, and I had a great time, and I'm really thankful for that opportunity. And I was just, it went from this nervous adrenaline beast to this more chill guy that was more relaxed towards the end. And
definitely feeling the excitement and enjoying being there, and then obviously adapting on the fly, because obviously me and Veggey had multiple talks throughout the week about what we should do and improve, because I speak to F-Word about this, shouts to F-Word a lot of the time. It's definitely a case of what we like to call forced improvement, and I've said this I've said this time and time again, in this line of work you're only as good as your last gig. So if you felt you didn't do good in this time, instead of, because before, to go on a tangent real quick, before, if you didn't do well in an event for commentary, you had to wait probably about maybe 2 weeks to a month to kind of fix that up. And you could have that very bad feeling for a long time. But with how this past week has gone, if you had a poor performance, you literally had less than 24 hours to fix up. And then if you had a good one, then it's like, okay, we ride that momentum, we figure it out. But this was a learning curve for quite a few people. And again, it was to shake off the rust for a number of people, for a number of people that haven't done it. But I wanted to hear Veggey's thoughts, because again, this is something really big for him. And again, he hasn't done commentary like this back to back to back for different regions, because he knows a lot about the game and a lot of the players. But then for the job, strictly doing that, it's like, okay, different. So Veggey, let me ask this before we get the boys in to have a little chat with them about Street
Let's
Fighter.
go. I'm ready.
Is there any quick pieces of advice you'd give to up-and-coming commentators or anything? Anything that comes to mind for you right now?
Oh, I wish I had prepared it because I kind of feel like I have a thought coming right now. It's lurking, and that lurk, it's saying something to me. Jammerz, wait, I'm listening to it. It's saying that actually nobody really cares. I think that's the best advice, that nobody really cares about you the way you think people care about you, and most of the people you think might be looking at, oh, he's ass, oh, that was terrible. They might not even listen to what you say as they're watching the game. So just try to have fun with it, I think, is a good advice. And I got that advice from someone else. I'm not gonna name him, but he's like in the other room here, I believe. So yeah, that was some great advice that he gave me at some point in time. I think he's sitting. Oh, I see him. There he is. Yo, what's up?
Oh man, these guys are unbelievable.
He doesn't want to
do you
look
know
at
what?
me.
Nah, obviously, shout out to Veggey. He did a really good job at improving over the week as well. Again, shout out to everyone that was involved in that. But you know what? Let me double check with the stream team. Have we got the guys ready in the call, Richard? Are they there, ready to talk? All right, cool. So you know what? Without further ado, we talked about Incel World Open. We've talked about a couple of things as well. But now, let us bring in our guests, Machoor and Carbon, to the call and find out how these guys are feeling and how ready they are for the first to 10. So, gentlemen, Carbon, Machoor, can you guys hear me loud and clear?
Yeah.
There's one. Have I got the other one? Is he there?
Is the other Habibi here?
Have we got him? Or is his mic still muted? Is his mic still muted?
Wait, what?
Wait, is he there?
Do you hear me, guys?
Yay! There we go. We got him.
Yes.
All right, cool. We got both of them. Shout outs to Machoor and Carbon. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight on the show. It's great to have you here.
And you know, Jammerz, I need to
you know what,
greet
please, you
them
know what,
in the
take it
Arabic
away,
way.
'cause
Every time we have Arabic guests, because you know I'm an honorary Arabic person having an Arabic wife. So, مساء الخير حبيبيs, حبايبي.
مساء الخير.
مساء الخير.
Oh, man.
That's good evening for people who don't know.
Yeah.
Wait.
He's a
What?
teacher in the game and the language.
What would you guys rate Veggey's greeting out of 10? Is that an 8? Is that a 9?
Actually, it's a 9. I would say it's a 9. So well pronounced.
Ooh, let's go. Shukran, habibi.
I know we got to get no. Do you know what? He says every time we have Arabic guests, he's got to do the honorary greeting. But then we also got to get a rating as well, because he needs this rating to learn how he needs to improve. And if you got a 9 out of 10 this time, because remember, Big Man Angry Bird did kind of correct you last time. But
Oh yeah, because I messed up. But we could take that another. I really messed up. I said I said Sabah el Mesa. I was just good morning, like morning, evening. I think I said something like that. That was so awful. Oof, I thought you forgot about that. Wow.
listen, I forget. Oh, sorry, I don't forget a lot of things. But listen, let's not get off topic here. Machoor, Carbon, thank you very much for joining us on this show tonight. Obviously, in this little segment of the show, we're going to have a chat with you guys, all things Street Fighter, how you guys feel about the game, so on and so forth. But to kick things off, I really want to have a discussion with Machoor, because like I said, I do think this guy goes... people don't talk about him enough. I do feel he's one of the unsung heroes of the FGC. And for those of you that were involved, or you did look at the CPT pre-show that Logan put together last year with myself, F-Word, and Logan himself involved, Machoor actually did help us a fair bit behind the scenes, which I don't think a lot of people know that. So thank you once again, Machoor, for that. But firstly,
you're welcome. It was a great experience actually to work with you guys.
Yeah, for sure. But firstly, I got to ask your name. Where does Machoor come from? Where does it hail from? Talk to me.
Here we go. Actually, this is it's a story that I don't really tell to people generally, but
well, I'm curious.
It's a name where when I was a little baby. Yeah. When I was a little baby, or like 3 months or 2 months or whatever, my mom used to play with me, and then she used to call me like random names, like any kind of names you could even think of. And Machoor was one of them. And for some reason, that name got stuck, and everybody just started calling me that. Like my relatives, my family, growing up, they used to call me that. Like from my dad's side and from my mom's side, so everybody used to just call me. And then when I started, this YouTube channel, this Twitch channel. I wanted to like choose like a unique gamer tag.
Okay.
So I was like, why not Machoor? Yeah. And then a year later, I was like, maybe I should have chosen another name.
I mean, listen. Sometimes I was saying this to the guys before. Is sometimes you can probably look at someone's handle and think, yeah, you definitely looked at yourself in the mirror back when you were a teenager and came up with that name and stuck with it. Or your friends, relatives, as Machoor would say, they just have a name for you. He's like, you know what? I'll just stick with this and ride with it until I just stop gaming or whatever, so on and so forth. But I was just curious, and just to double check, how do we pronounce it? The way you normally spell Machoor, as I know, is Mature. Do we pronounce your name the same way?
Yeah, it's the exact same way. But this is where the mix-up is. You say it that way, but you write it in a different way.
Okay, cool. Well, listen, we have to get it out there because it was a very interesting name. I thought there was some hidden, SF2 movie meaning behind it, but it's just a simple name that's spelled differently. But you know what? We got to do it there. Also, now that we know about your name, now we got to talk about your character, because you're playing the poster boy of Street Fighter to the dawn of time, or since the dawn of time, Ryu. So the character has, this version of Ryu, it's been a good few months now. I'd probably say about 4 or 5 months of this new version of Ryu. What does Machoor think about this version of Ryu?
Yeah, this is definitely the best version of Ryu so far. I think that Ryu players are finally, happy with the character. We have, suffered in several seasons. I think only season 1 was good for us. But back then, when it was season 1, I wasn't really good at the game, so I didn't really take advantage of that season even. So, so the season 2, season 3, season 4 were not that so good for Ryu. Even though he was getting, buffed almost every season, but he was always at the end of the pack. But this season, he is definitely not a low tier character. He is at least mid tier.
Okay.
I know some people when we got the buffs, I know some people said that Ryu right now is top tier. That's not realistic. That's not real.
Well,
definitely not.
I mean,
but
it's sorry to interrupt. It's a case of he got better as a standalone character, but his problems were still there, similar to Alex. I think it was when we were talking to Problem about
exactly.
It. Okay, so
exactly.
Yeah, keep going.
And the thing is that the bad matchups for Ryu remain the same. Dalsum, Poison, Minap, and stuff. They remain the same. Like you see some characters. If a character can actually shoot to the top tier, section, he has to have minimal, bad matchups. But Ryu still has the same bad matchups. Where if he faces a Dalsum in a tournament or something, especially if it's a very good Dalsum, he will struggle a lot. He might just win with luck, could be. So yeah, that's the issue. That's the main issue.
I had to hear it
overall.
From
the character is great.
Okay, fair. Go for it.
Yeah, can I just have a question to that I feel like is kind of fitting for this moment? And when your character is buffed so much and everyone is saying this character is the best now, or it's such a good character, and they maybe go from sympathy to maybe a little bit of soul towards the character. How does that feel for you when you have to perform in tournaments? Do you feel extra pressure at this way that, oh, now Ryu is so good, now I have to perform? Or how do you deal with that kind of feeling that a lot of players might get when their character is suddenly so good and they might not agree, but yeah.
Well, not really, because back then I used to complain a lot. I'll be honest. Every single time, every single time I would lose, I would just immediately list 10 or 5 complaints, and I lost because of this. Capcom did not give me this. That's why I lost. But then now it's just that of course the win rate has improved, so I don't really have to think about that so much. But then it's I don't think it pressures me or anything. It just makes things that it gives me an option. If I lose, I know that it's not because of the character. I know it's because of me most of the time. So I'm always thinking of the what I could have done differently and stuff, which is a positive thing to think of after a loss, isn't it?
Okay, no, that's a pretty good mentality to have. Sometimes you need that, and a lot of people still need to learn that while we're playing fighting games. Don't care how old you get, or how long you've been playing these games for. There can always be something new you learn. Now, I've got to ask Carbon this next question, because Carbon, we know little to nothing about you, and obviously through the good word of Machoor, we've come and brought you on the show, and I've heard you got a pretty mean bison. The first thing I want to ask you is Street Fighter V your first game, your first competitive fighting game, or were you playing fighting games before this?
No, actually, I played a lot of fighting game before from when I'm child.
Okay.
I play like Rebel School, Street Fighter Alpha, but the most favorite fighter game for me it is for sure Street Fighter.
Okay.
But I like playing deeply way Street Fighter 5 more, and I love Bison character, يعني from when I'm child.
Okay. Is Bison just the character you play, or is there any other character you've been dabbling with in Street Fighter?
No. Actually, I play Street Fighter because Bison is there. If there is no Bison, so maybe I will not play anymore.
Do you know what? I completely understand that because obviously my main character right now, my main source is Poison, but before that it was Mika. And I did say to numerous people, I said, look, if Mika wasn't in Street Fighter 5, I probably wouldn't be playing the game. And it's like, a lot of people have that connection with that character. So
Yeah. There is some connection and a long relationship between me and Bison for sure.
do you know what? Yeah. I totally respect it. Now, obviously, I asked Machoor about his name. I gotta ask you about your name. Where did the name Carbon come from?
Actually, I like that. Some nickname you can find there is darkness in their names. Like Carbon, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Batman. There is some darkness in such like names. So I only like nothing special in this name. Okay. I like it like this.
Okay, fair play. I mean, I thought there'd be some hidden meaning behind that as well, but because again, I wouldn't. Me personally, I wouldn't wake up in the morning and call myself Carbon. I mean, Veggey, talk to me. Back me up here. Would you wake up in the morning and call yourself Carbon?
I thought maybe it was like a car thing. Maybe like I play as fast as a car that has something with carbon. Because I feel like I've heard
maybe
no,
there's
there's a Need for Speed game. That's Need for Speed Carbon. Exactly. It was very old. I think it was on the PlayStation or something. I think someone in the chat might have said, "Oh, is that where he got his name from?" But no, hey, listen. You know what?
That's what I thought, Jammerz. Something like that. Yeah.
Some names don't need to have a deep meaning, and I'm learning that, especially through our lovely guests tonight. But you know what? Before we go back to Machoor and ask him a couple more questions, Carbon, what is your perspective on Street Fighter V now? Is it in a good place for you, or is there still a couple of problems that Bison may have? Talk to me.
What I can say about that, in this season, especially in this season, I think Bison got a lot of nerfs. Capcom in every season try to search about anything to make him little weak. So especially in this season, I don't think Bison in a good place, especially with the matchup with Ryu will be very tough for me.
Okay.
So I'm struggling with a lot of characters now, not like before.
Is there any character specifically that you want to mention you're struggling with?
Like Rashid and Seth.
Seth?
Ryu also now.
Wow. Okay.
From my opinion.
But could it also be that
that
your region has the strongest Seth and Rashid and maybe one of the strongest Ryus around right now?
For sure I have Adil, Big Bear. One of the best Rashid in the world.
Okay. I mean, listen, everyone's perspective is different, but because, again, we don't know much about Carbon, so it's great to hear his thoughts and his insight on how things are. But I wasn't expecting... I don't know. I didn't think Seth would be that bad for Bison, I don't know. What do you think about that, Veggey?
I mean, the parry thing... It's hard to say. But Bison gets smothered, they say. I mean, I can't vouch for it, but I kind of want to believe the Bison players because they say it all the time, right? They say that and Bison gets smothered, and Seth is a smothering character, but I mean, there's that live bar. You have some options to deal with the air game, but it's hard for me to be able to tell someone
because we can't air of Bison.
Oh yeah, that's definitely public enemy number one. Don't worry, Carbon. Problem tells me about it all the time. Problem X tells me about it all the time. That's why he's picked up other characters, different characters there. But it's great that we're gonna have some Bison play on the show anyway. Now going back to Machoor, because I want to ask you this question here. So I didn't really know much about you you before, I think it was probably 2019. I started to see your name a little bit more. During the time we were allowed to travel offline, did you actually travel to any events, or could you not do that because of real life stuff?
Actually, no, I could not have done that because of my lifestyle. I think back in 2019, I was, graduating from uni, and or I already graduated and was just started my first, small job or something. So I was too busy with a lot of stuff happening in my life, so I couldn't actually travel.
Okay.
But I have participated in like local tournaments, and maybe you haven't heard about me because at that time I was not so good. That could be one reason. So yeah, when I actually started the game, I wasn't like I wasn't even a player. I didn't even know how to throw a fireball. So and that was back in 2016. So it took me like a while, year after year, month after month to improve to get where I am. So yeah.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, times have changed, and in that, again, I still think that is a relatively short space of time. Like 2016, we're in 2021 now, obviously. I know it's 5 years to the game's lifespan, but if you look at fighting games as a whole, how long they've been around for, I still think it's a relatively short amount of time, especially if you made Street Fighter V your first competitive fighting game. I mean, would you not agree, Veggey?
Yeah, and one thing that is good to mention in that scenario is that if you were in Norway and starting 2016, you'd have a plethora of players online to play against every day. But I can imagine that it would be even harder from a region where you don't get to face, especially good connections, to face off that often against a variety of players or players to improve from. So, I mean, 2018, 2019 is when I also started hearing about Machoor, and I think that is a good time spectrum. It's a good time. It's a good time period to kind of get to the place where people will start noticing you. It's definitely not a slow pace. I'd say that's a good pace, and especially when you then consider that that region does not have that many players to practice with. I think, yeah.
Exactly. And the thing is that with our region is that there aren't many players. However, there are certain groups with certain levels. Like if you are let's say a bronze player, you will have a group to play against. If you are like a gold player, you will have a group up until the ultimate grandmaster, and you got Big Bird and stuff. So the group that I started with, we started actually playing offline. We used to go to like those cafe shops, and we used to play over there after uni. And we were like 4 people or something. And then we got introduced to the Omani FGC Street Fighter group, and Carbon was already there. He was already one of the best players over there, and with his Bison. So we were basically like the underdogs, and actually all of the friends that I started with that group, they all retired the game because of Carbon. Because he was so broken.
Wow.
They thought that, there's no way we can beat this. Like, just forget about it. So I'm here to avenge my fallen brothers.
Yo, that's so sick. That's the best storyline right
now.
now.
That's actually one of the best stories you've probably heard.
Yes.
Listen, Carbon, special shout outs to Carbon once again. He actually took time out of his day to make people retire from playing Street Fighter. For better or worse, I don't know, but he's made people retire. But listen, again, there's a very good reason as to why Machoor highly recommend this guy. Maybe Carbon might make Machoor retire today. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just playing devil's advocate. That's part of the
believe
job.
me, it's already now.
I doubt that. I highly doubt that.
I don't know. Listen, he told us he's made other people retire. Carbon might be on job today. Veggey, what do you think? What do you think?
Oh, he's definitely making Machoor retire today. This is Machoor reaching to become the best player in the Omani region. Anime style, Carbon is gonna stand there, arms, on the hips with that really awesome, dangerous look, and tell him in their own language, not today. So I'm definitely looking forward to this set. Could I just ask one thing?
Please, go for it.
Do the birds take good care of you guys? Do they teach you, invite you? Are they like teachers for you? Do you get to play with them? How is is that something you can do, like practice with the birds every now and then?
We'll get that to Machoor.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, Machoor first.
Okay. Sure. So yeah, we actually play against the birds a lot. I actually played against them yesterday. Actually, the birds, The thing about them is that they don't come and they don't give you the information on a golden spoon. They beat you, and then that's how you learn. So that's basically how it is. Like you play against them a lot, and the more you play against them, the more you see that your level is improving. So I'm actually very thankful for the amount of sets that I played against them. It definitely helped, elevating the my level in the game.
Oh, that's great. Carbon, do you play against Angry Bird and Big Bird often?
Yeah. I used to play with them a lot before and now. But if you want to play with the bears, you need to be with full power. You need to have full focus, because when you play in every match, in every round, you should be stay away from any mistake, small mistake. Round done.
Of course, because the pace at which those two play, especially Angry Bird, will overwhelm a number of people. I actually think, Machoor, I don't know if you agree about this as well. I actually think Angry Bird's probably one of the fastest Street Fighter 5 players because of the way he plays this game.
Yes. Definitely, and one of the most unpredictable ones. Like you can never understand what he wants to. Like he has like 6 or 5 switches in front of him, and then he just chooses whatever he wants. I'm gonna attack right now. I'm gonna defend. I'm gonna shimmy. I'm gonna fully go on. Like it's just it's very difficult to predict.
Interesting. I don't think I've actually I haven't heard anyone say Angry Bird's unpredictable that way, but because these guys play them on a fairly regular basis. That was pretty interesting. Next time I talk to Angry Bird, I can say, "Hey, you're an unpredictable Seth player." I'll have that against him. No, honestly, I love Angry Bird. He's one of my favorite players to watch.
Oh, yeah.
But for this section, gentlemen, I think we've just about run out of time, because now we have to appease our lovely Twitch lords from above, because we might get in trouble if we don't. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for sticking by with us and having a little chat with Machoor and Carbon for the pre-match show. But we're going to take a short break, and when we come back from this break, we're going to get into the meat and bones of this, the first attempt between these two. Don't go nowhere. We'll be back with you shortly. All right, everybody, and welcome back to tonight's episode of Sets featuring Machoor and Carbon. We've had a little discussion, learned a bit about their names, a little bit of a background, and we found out that one of our guests made a couple of people retire Street Fighter V in the early days of the game. Will Carbon be able to make Machoor retire tonight? It's a little side bet we're having. I'm not going to say anything else than that. Veggey, are you excited?
I got so hyped when I heard about. I really genuinely, you can see it in my face. I genuinely got really hyped when I heard that this is the guy who sent Machoor's friends home. Like, they gave up the game. They went back to League of Legends or something like that. But Machoor, the stallion he is, the beast. He's like, I'm going to beat this guy. And today is they are just facing off each other. I had the words, was searching for it. Sorry, guys, but they are.
Moment of truth.
Yeah, it's like moment of truth. It's climaxing at this point, and
of greatness.
Yeah, this is the end of the road, baby. And you know what? Carbon, he should carbonate my diet soda because it's really flat, and I don't have time to go and get another one. So I'd really like if that was what his nickname is for. Carbonate that soda. That should be the nickname. Carbonate soda.
If the gents are in the chat, they can literally start whenever they are ready, because we got them in the lobby, and it's a 1st to 10 between Machoor going up against Carbon, Bison versus Ryu. Hopefully, I don't know. They don't really dabble. They didn't mention any other characters on their radar, so they stay tried and true their original mains, the characters that stuck around with us from the debutant 16 back in 2016. It's going to be Machoor going up against Carbon. I think somebody's going home with a lot of channel points on Twitch tonight. I don't know. What do you think, Veggey?
Well, they definitely are. And you know what? I'd like to ask you, Jammerz, is this a matchup you've seen much? Or is it just me who hasn't seen this much?
I have seen it a few times, not in tournament play, because I watch a lot of CFN replays. I can see this on like a daily or somewhat daily basis, but in tournament play, not really. And it's mainly due to the fact we do not see Bison as much compared to the overabundance of Ryus we have seen since his incredible buffs. Obviously, it improved him individually as a character. So when you look at him as a standalone character, he's fine. But as Machoor stated before, to recite the same lines, he still has the same problems he's had all these years. So let's see how this guy
definitely does. But he has an answer to Fireball, and he can kind of get in from it. Some lovely usage already from the D skill, and Machoor with his timing on that parry. Some nerfs getting to show early on, maybe.
Oh,
that Fireball.
Good block on the jump. He had to block that. And here's the thing, like we said, I don't know a lot about Carbon, so throughout this set, I'm going to probably learn more about him, his philosophy on Bison, and his gameplay overall. But again, it's good that Machoor gave us some insight before this set even happened. But he's in the corner, does a V-shift, and gets the back throw.
Oh, is he holding up? He might be holding, you know, that northeast, northwest, I should say, at this point at this stage. But you know what I'm liking? I'm liking, yeah, those attempts. Finally, Carbon snuffs it out because he walk a bit forward and then jump. There you see it again, and that's kind of his get-in strategy. Carbon is ready for that right now, so things are definitely changing up. Nice V reversal to get him out.
Probably what we're going to see a lot in this matchup is the V system. I know that sounds very weird, like when you hear it just basic, but I'm seeing you're probably going to see a lot of V skill parries. You're going to see V shifts. You're going to see V reversals from both ends, right? And I think it's pretty darn interesting. We've already seen a couple of interactions with how both these gentlemen have been handling each other's projectiles already. As you can see there, V skill to absorb Ryu, and then a V skill to parry Bison's projectile. So already, I've learned something new.
And did you see earlier he tried to dash through that fireball, but he gets it there for the round. So that's definitely a tool he has in his arsenal to deal with Ryu in general. And that's something we might get to see a bit more as the set progresses. Right now, though, Machoor is slowing down because it wasn't working with all these jumps. He kind of had a lot of them earlier.
Whoa! Lands a cross counter. That might be the first one of this game, and it's only in the first round. Gets his shimmy into the +2 situation from the Psycho X target combo.
And now it's already on the ground. Is this where Machoor will switch it up with a bit more of grounded aggression? Nice delay on the crouching medium kick. Jammerz confirmed it.
Parry cancelled. He would have had to commit to a DP after that parry there, Machoor. I think. I don't think he could have done anything else. And good Etsues there. How he's handling the situation, Bison players say it all the time, but how they handle the jumping or the aerial approach now, they just jump backwards.
And he just takes that side switch, not ready for the V-shift, not thinking about it, and gets caught off guard again with the dash back throw for Carbon. Right now, saying, I'm gonna make you retire, Machoor.
All right, do you know what? Strong start. And like I said, there were a lot of interesting interactions so far between how both players were handling the projectiles. Again, you saw Bison assimilated Ryu's projectile, immediately tossed it back, and then we have Ryu just deflecting it twice to build V-meter of his own. So very interesting interactions. We'll see it numerous times as well. Maybe Carbon should hold on to the stored fireball a little bit longer and use it at a different time for extra pressure. Okay, there you go. He's already holding on to it.
Yeah, he's already throwing it out there. As you say, he kind of wants... I'm guessing he wants to just absorb again to build V-bar. He's in a good V-bar position. Nice anti-air from Machoor already.
Just noticed as well, he's stuck with the V-Skill 1 and V-Trigger 1. So he's gone with the first V-System layout, and Machoor has gone with V-Skill 1 and V-Trigger 2. I wonder if he's going to swap to V-Trigger 1 throughout this set, if need be, I don't know.
Oh, a bit later on that V-Reversal, does not get any kind of knockdown. I'm not really sure if that's too easy to do on down forward heavy punch. Maybe save it for one of these strings instead, but gets that EX Fireball in the corner though.
I guess the jab pressure, oh, sorry, they gets the medium pressure. Okay, execution error there, but it worked out with the Psycho Inferno. And a massive life lead here. A good jump in there from Machoor.
Finally finds that jump in and he gets the counter. He's Carbon waking up with buttons. Look at this damage! One more. Oh, nice tech. Brave tech, but I mean, 50-50 at that point.
Dude, oh, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. And after a brilliant
like
conversion from the standing jab on can hit, because he got a crouching fist link after that Machoor. Lost that round there to V-Trigger 1 because he got hit by the activation.
Was maybe a bit too thinking about what he wanted to do and forgot about the sweep activation. He pays up for Carbon, finds the dash through the fireball again, and that hell attack though, let's go.
Oh, he missed his knees or his Psycho Axe to get the knockdown, unless it was a frame kill of some sort. Do you know what I'd find really cool at one point? If Machoor's in V-Trigger 2 and if he can parry a slide activate from Bison, that'd be really sick. If he could do that, that'd be really sick.
Do you believe that it would be possible for... Oh, nice punish. Would it be possible for Ryu to parry, if he sees the yellow flash, to parry the EX scissor, or is it...
No, not scissors, crouching hard kick, the slide. That's what I'd like him to do. Yeah. I'm not sure if he can parry the EX knees though. Ooh.
But right now though, Machoor punishes the V-shift in the corner, gets great conversions, and ends that round. Seems like he has some adaptations right now. It's working for him.
Well, he's got a full CA stock here, and he's going to spend on EX5. When I have said this in the past before, you kind of have to be ready for Ryu's EX5 because that thing could be thrown at you at rapid paces. And okay, it slowed down a little bit. Not sure what that was about. The game might speed up in a little bit.
Yeah, and that was a nice interruption from Machoor. Gets the Oki, but gets hit anyway, and now gets caught reaching.
Good brain.
Nice pick.
Do You know, so far from
Nice,
what
I
I'm
like
seeing, his understanding and how he pressures, shimmies, and walks out, like his understanding of Street Fighter 5 in the neutral is pretty good.
And he definitely is, and Machoor so ready for those conversions. Keeps the plus frames throw. What's it gonna be? He wakes up again with a standing light kick. Oh, nice. I like that. Get him off your face when he's in there.
Parrying again. We're going to see this a fair bit, and I think that's exactly why Carbon is throwing out the projectile immediately. Good V-shift, because if that was a Psycho Axe, that would have caught him. Oh my god.
That was tricky. He's really making this pressure count right now. Machoor just trying to back off. Carbon so relentless right now, just going in, going forward. Finally. Machoor
Damn.
finds the hit.
Despite that Bison play being pretty elusive there from Carbon, Machoor manages to get the equalizer, make it one apiece. Nice early, but you know what? Seems like I said, to reiterate again, we've seen some pretty interesting interactions between these guys already, and there's plenty more to come. Hopefully, it doesn't be one-sided because, again, we've had a 10-0 on the show, Chris T versus Luigi. We've had a 10-3. You know, we had 10-5 just last week with Angry Bird and Big Bird. Shouts to the Bird once again. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, nice punish on that throw in his face. Very ready. I'm going to give him that benefit of that. I believe he was actually looking for it because that is something a lot of players do now. And nice! The forward heavy punch as an interruption. Good stuff from Machoor.
Heavy reversal. And pressure into the knees. He walks back as well because, again, he was catching Machoor out in the very first game with a couple of throw techs there. But it was early. It was early.
Yeah, I think Machoor might have realized that it is good to kind of apply that shimmy on Carbon, who has seemed to be an able button.
No! Did you see that whip punish? Sorry, did you see that whip punish on the stand fist? I didn't see anyone whip punish where you stand fist like that.
No, especially non-Bison players, because they're not really always looking for whip punishes, right? So extra. Oh, what was he looking for there, Jammerz? Definitely some knowledge
big.
there.
Yo, the throw bait with the knee press? Carbon. I can see why people were upset fighting you. Oh, man. He's doing this stuff early in the set. This is sick.
Definitely induced some salt earlier with that Bison. This is how it's going to go down. He's carbonating everything right now. Ooh. Funny trade. Interesting trade. Nice neutral jumper too late, Jammerz.
Solar Plexus, he does a micro walk and gets the grab there. Remember, Bison does have incredible throw range, so he doesn't have to walk as far forward as other characters do.
Definitely correct there, Jammerz. Ooh, now they're back to that feeling game, just in range. Beautiful spacing from Carbon. Oh, and that was such a tricky dash. I'm loving that dash. What's it gonna be? Oh, he breaks the throw this time.
Anti-air into the break.
Yeah,
I think that only caught him because he was cancelling the stand fist of the Psycho Blast, so... Nice conversion. Oh, he's dead! Yeah, he's done. He's done.
Yeah, he's done.
Oh, man.
Yo, Carbon is so on point. I mean, he's a hidden gem for sure, but he's showing us that Bison definitely deserves some highlight. Very strong start from Carbon, showing, as you said earlier, showing us these little special tricks, like using the V-1 to bait the throw with a dash and with the scissor kick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's
been looking wrong.
Listen, there's been a couple of situations there, and again, it's like I said, we had little to no information about this guy, and we could only take Machoor's word for it. And we're already seeing how good and how much knowledge he had. And this is only one matchup, by the way. But I can tell by the way he's playing Bison, he definitely knows those subtle nuances. There's definitely intricate scenarios in all the matchup he plays, despite having a couple of problems and bad matchups he'll run into. But and remember, he said he only plays Bison, so
yeah. It's like Bison is his kind of, that's the reason he plays this game even. I love it when you have that connection with the character. I love that view versus usage from Machoor as well. Keep him stuck in the corner.
I tried to V-shift, that was a bad V-shift. Yeah, these guys have been, they've been V-shifting a fair bit, which is good, but I think Carbon's been V-shifting a little too much in the corner, so he's got to be careful about that.
Nice back on that shimmy. Breaks the throw again, Jammerz. Brave, but I like it.
I like that they're both mixing it up though, because you can't keep resorting to going for the same option time and time again. But at the same time, if he does tech, that just gives you more information about him. That was mad and good response. Lovely response from Machoor. I would not want to lose like that.
Oh, definitely would not either. Oh, nice. Gets the throw beat.
All right, so Machoor taking that round. Hopefully he can make this 2 apiece. Because this is looking good, and Carbon's got 1 bar. Good check on the dash, but couldn't get that full conversion there. That was unfortunate. Again, that pressure. used most. I think he's used all of. Oh, he dashed out and get the hard kick, the classic. It still works to this day. And another EXTP in response. I've seen a couple of EX Shoryukens from Machoor every time Carbon gets a lovely punish or good sequence. He wants to break momentum immediately. So hopefully Carbon picks up on that.
The backdash to evade the standing heavy kick, beautiful stuff, and I love the punish, but Carbon now getting out. Finally, he's ready for that, Jammerz. It's been a few dashes in his face. He could have stopped, but he's not been looking for it, but he's changed up that to now be searching for that. And this is where Carbon shines, though. He has that really awkward to deal with kind of pressure from Bison.
Right, whoever gets the next hit will win, basically. I'm thinking if Machoor gets a medium and converts, yeah, he got a light. If that was from a medium, he would have died.
And
Check,
now
no! Oh, wow. There you go. Classic Bison, using his dash, fully invincible after a certain period of time. It can go through firewalls and punish the recovery. Lovely stuff from Carbon. Can he make it 3-1 or is this going to go 2 apiece?
Right now, though, just loving this usage of the invisibility. Like everything, he's such a Bison main because he's so ready with these things that you have to like. I have to be a Bison player to do this.
I love how you articulate that. He said, he's such a Bison main.
But I said it in a good way, though.
Oh,
so,
no, of course, of course.
Yeah.
No, I totally understood you. Don't worry. Good break.
Okay, good. Oh, also very nice punish after the parry earlier was going to be.
Okay, he gets hit. I think Machoor thought it was going to cross up, so that's why he walked forward a bit. It's not going to be stunned yet. He's going to dash through him. He did!
Oh.
He dashed through him! Oh my god, I think I was probably the only person that saw that coming. And he grabbed the dash!
Yo, what? This is too good, but it's working out right now. Machoor is not ready to get the meaty timing. Carbon with the delay wake up.
I think Machoor needs
right
EX5 will activate. Yeah, I think he needs EX5 will activate. Ah, and he gets clipped!
You know, he's waiting for it. We're waiting for it. He's daring to do these tiny micro walks. And just as he did the forward input, the EX knees was flying down. Can't react. Too late. Bam!
Listen,
dead.
Listen, you hear about sumo headbutt, EX chariot tackle, EX dash straight. Not enough people are talking about EX knee press catching you walking forward every now and then. It's a move that will catch you off guard. And funnily enough, it's a hard knockdown.
And plus on block.
And
plus on block, Jammerz.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's plus 1 on block. You're not in regular throw range. I think you're in command throw range with V-Trigger 2. All right, there you go.
So,
applying that pressure.
Exactly. And I'm loving these crush video confirms, I want to say they are, because they've been mostly done on hit there. Oh, and the shimmy again. Machoor not really sure what his strategy is on defense right now, and Carbon in such a commanding position. We've seen this a lot.
Oh,
is it going to be?
I thought that would have connected. Yeah, I thought that would have connected there. Or I think Carbon was expecting him to go on the other side. I'm not too sure. Right, applies the pressure and gets hit with the standing leading kick. Yeah, this is looking rough. As the set goes on, this is looking rough for Machoor because he's not playing bad. He's utilizing the V system really well, the defensive mechanics. Because Ryu actually has some of the most options defensively, believe it or not.
That's a good point.
He's got a V skill parry, V trigger parry, DP, 3-frame. He's got the lot.
Yeah, so with the 3-frame, you can interrupt that +1 pressure if they go for the throw or the delay kind of heavy long. So that's a very good option to have against a character like Bison. But you know, Jammerz, I just wanted to touch up. You know when you said that about the EX knees?
Yeah.
I think we just all gave up because it's not going to change. And here's the crush, though. We just gave up. And here's, look at the damage. Beautiful damage from that down forward fierce. Oh, not ready. Interesting stuff. I feel like when you throw, you should always be looking for the V-shift. But it's easier said than done.
There you go. And it's going to clip him with the heavy Tatsu. And Carbon tries to jump out the jump light kick. Maybe so Justice Hurt Box gets grabbed. Can he get another grab? No, he went low to play it safe.
And you know, Carbon has been waking up early with buttons and recognizes that that's something Machoor might want to punish at this point and just stays there blocking.
Oh, he jumps.
Very nice stuff. He got it, but he dropped the combo.
He's going to activate. What's the mix-up going to be? He's going to go for a hard knockdown. He's going to delay. He went short and he walked back. He wasn't sure what he was going to do there, Machoor. Good check on the dash.
I'm loving this. He's definitely adapted on defense. Oh, they both press their favorite thing after the throw tech.
No,
but Carbon
do you know
works out.
I don't think Machoor did. I think I saw an EX5 will come out from
Yeah,
Machoor's
definitely.
end.
Yeah.
Usually what happens, I don't know if a lot of people know this, so I've actually been labbing this a fair bit recently. It's the throw tech situation and who wins per se, because obviously throw tech is basically neutral. People are going for fast buttons. But usually what happens, even if you have a fast button, It usually depends on hitbox, hurtbox ratios. And against Ryu, you'd be surprised how many moves Solar Plexus beats after a throw tech. Because Carbon press stand hard punch, I reckon Solar Plexus would have beaten that.
It's definitely something to look out for. But do you think also mid-screen that EX Fireball would maybe pull him back enough for that standing heavy punch?
Mid-screen, it probably would have. That happened in the corner, so the hurtbox is not going anywhere. But that's probably why the stand hard punch connected. But there were some options there. Good V-break from Machoor.
Yeah. And I mean, he's not really reliant on V-trigger, so he can use this V-break, V-reversal a lot to throw Carbon off guard, and he has been, and he's been working out at times. Nice, stays there, waits for it. What's it gonna be? Is he looking for the fireball?
I think he wants the V-trigger to run out. Yeah, Machoor wants the V-trigger to run out. There you go.
He gets the punish there on that landing. Ooh, interrupts again, nice.
If Carbon somehow comes back from this, I don't know how he's going to do it, but if he builds the bar, maybe if he builds the bar for EX Psycho Blast, something can happen. But Machoor's going to activate once again and goes for a back throw, plays it safe. And to be fair, I would have taken the throw there as well. 4-1 up. I don't really need to try and be panicky about winning these rounds. I know you want to extend that lead as quickly as possible, but it's not too bad to take a grab there.
No, and it's like, as you say, it's always, it is a mix-up, and he has the lead, he does not need to. So I agree with you, Jammerz. Great call from Carbon, but he needs to carbonate that round, the next round.
Dude,
let's get something going.
What is wrong with you?
I love you, man. Let's go. Oh, he takes the throw. What's it called? Oh, he has taught him to not wake up buttons. I love it. Machoor trying to get the shimmy after that teaching session, not getting it.
Hey! Wait, oh, that's weird. No. Okay, so Machoor won that. If you look at that in the grand scheme of things, that's probably not a good thing that the EX Tatsu does that when it stuns the opponent. Because that's supposed to leave him in the corner, right? If that wasn't going to stun, it's supposed to leave him in the corner. When he got stunned, that put him out. And think about it, if that wasn't going to kill, think about what you have to do. Light Tatsu, corpse hop, and then you probably got a dash one to get the jump. And you might not even end up right in the corner. So that might change your optimal combo, because you probably end with Shoryuken there, right? I don't know. I'm just thinking about it at the top of my head.
No, that's a very good point, Jammerz. I wonder if that's something that new players are used to and have like their setups for, or if that's something very like uncommon thing to happen, that you get the stun with EX in the corner. So I mean, we can check it with Machoor later, but he's ready for the dash now. Was not in the beginning. Just the throw stays meaty. Let's go.
Yeah, I think as time goes on, Machoor's starting to grow into the set a little bit more. Carbon had a great start, maybe a bit too hasty in some people's eyes, but hey, listen, I can definitely tell you why this guy was a very good pick as Machoor's opponent on the show today.
Definitely was. He uses that V-shift again. I'm not sure if we're going to see an early V-trigger at least from Carbon.
Well, he's committing to a break, so I think sooner or later, probably what you'll see is Machoor try to parry it, or he might V-shift and then try and punish the break himself. So Carbon's got to be a little bit careful with that.
Yeah, I do believe that Ryu can actually react to it, but he has not been looking for it. Maybe it's hard to say. Maybe 210s does not want to like lose it if he does it, and he just does the V-shift. Yeah.
Here's the thing. As this round pans out, well, I'll wait till this round pans out, and then we'll kind of talk about it a little bit. And apply that pressure there, gets the jump, and another jump.
Go for the neutral jump, shimmy Jammerz.
Yo, he went for it.
Let's go.
He went for it. All right. No respect. I respect it with the no respect. But yeah, here's the thing, right?
I'm not retiring today, Jammerz. Or Carbon, I should say.
If you get hit by a V-break, all it does is grade damage. It's not actually hitting. Obviously, you lose a bit of screen positioning, but you're not losing actual damage for it. Hey! Yeah, this guy's
Let's go. Yeah, that's godlike.
Yeah, see?
Oh, there it is!
He's hearing me. I know he hears me. He can hear
what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, right? Listen, when those V breaks came about, and I saw that Capcom put in the trailer, you can V shift it back. I said, you can parry those. I was like, you can definitely parry those.
Nice activation. Carbon stays solid. He's gonna press again. Oh, delay jab maybe. Okay. Machoor trying to shimmy, gets the block.
He activated off a Psycho Blast there, Carbon. Not an activation I commonly see with Bison. But he's still got bar, and Machoor's got to be careful with those fireballs, you know, because he's going to plow through them. Get good damage there, Carbon.
He's ready now. Yeah, he saw that in the beginning. It's not working out right now for Carbon with these dashes kind of randomly trying to approach with them, and he's not been ready to add all the whip punish. One more now, though.
But low. Do you know what? Smart, because after every cross-up he did before, Machoor was neutral jumping. Like, he didn't try and bait the throw or bait out something else. But this time round, he went immediately for the short. And that's probably when Carbon tried to do another backdash or was just walking backwards in general. So I'm not a huge fan of when you jump in and neutral jump again. I'm not a huge fan of that. I feel you can just do a delayed button and still kind of get away with it. Okay, because you have plus frames. But the bigger damage opportunity comes from the jumping. And believe it or not, Veggey, you and I both know a lot of people flinch with throws on neutral jumps.
They definitely do, and a lot of people aren't even ready to punish the neutral jump, which is such an important thing to look for if people use the neutral jump as a shimmy, because it is so effective if they get away with it.
It is, but it's like, if you're going to punish a neutral jump, that tells me you were going to take the grab. That tells me that, and not many people are going to like, yeah, I'm going to take the grab.
That is a good point. But that is a good point. But if you are committed to it, at least look for that sky option, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, nearly. Oh my god! If any other button came out there, he probably got crush counted. That's why he probably left it just on the V shift, not committed to the break there. Machoor.
And Carbon's it's not been looking too much to the skies the last round and a half, 2 rounds. Let's see if he adjusts again and starts stopping those jump-ins that we've seen a lot from this range. There it is again, not ready. Tries to hell attack.
Well, the thing is, outside of using Ryu's like prevalent defensive options in a couple of situations, Machoor has been a lot more active now. He's been pressing forward. He's been jumping a bit more as well. And obviously, when he does get the proper conversions, he's capitalized 100%.
Yeah. And he just had that whiff there, but he had already committed to the jump. And Carbon finds the EX knees. Nice of Machoor to not tech. Staying solid. Has a good chance of coming back with a couple of big hits.
Yeah, well, there you go.
The
thing is, there was 20 seconds on the clock. You were going to activate off of a fireball or something, activation scaling, then you would have had to get a fat hit, and Carbon was probably going to take about 4 throws till they wake up. I don't know if the timer would have allowed that.
That is an excellent point.
Oh, the whiff punish on Psycho X! It is a lot more easier to whiff punish. They just nerf that button over and over again because we're all really bad.
Yeah. I don't know. The nerfs are just justified, I believe. I mean, everyone should be able to whiff punish. At some point in time, it was hard for some characters. They had to be really committed and with specific range to punish it. So it's nice that when you get that.
Oh, he chased it! Hard read with the forward dash on the V shift. About to get stunned. Is he going to XDP again? No, he doesn't. Wake up button there from Machoor.
Like that, he's recognizing what he has done earlier, and Carbon maybe trying to bait either of the throw or the DP out, so Machoor kind of gets out of that corner position. But right now, though,
he has to mix in the parry. The thing is, with this V-Trigger, everyone's looking at the Ishin conversions, right? The V-Trigger 2 conversion. No one wants to parry, because when you do the parry, his whole trigger's gone now. And I think that's still a game-changing thing for him. Oh, wow. That's not the first time he's done that. Do you know what? That is probably got to be an amazing throw bait. That's got to be amazing. That's crazy.
I mean, what is that on block? Do you know, Jammerz?
That's plus. The regular knees. I think that's plus. Let me double check that, because again,
extra good. Then
I think there's a bit of throw invincibility on those, and I think they are plus on block as well. But you're probably not thinking about it at the time. Let me get V-Trigger 1. Where is knee press? If he's doing... Oh, do you know what? Stand corrected, actually. I think they're still minus. I think his frame data... Do you know what? It's because his head press changes. That's what changes on block. Right,
because that's plus on block, right?
Yeah, I think Carbon's either doing the medium or the heavy version, and they're -3 and -2. So he must be doing those. But because from frame 4 on the heavy version, it's fully invincible, and frame 6 on the medium one, it's fully invincible. So because he's doing that as a throw bait, they're fully invincible by the time Machoor is doing something. Pretty interesting.
And if it is -2 on block, it's not the worst situation to be in. And if you have meter, you can extend and get yourself to be plus on block anyway. Nice jump timing, perfectly read, and Carbon trying to get out of the corner, but Machoor is chasing him down. Oh, tries to back that shimmy. Let's go. Nice reversal.
All right,
he's getting away with jumping still, though, I feel, Machoor. I mean, I know it is hard to deal with a dash. Throw mix-up. Doesn't get the landing, but gets the punish anyways.
Oh, he didn't convert. Oh, that could have been the round there for Machoor, and he had to spend the ball. Because he knew he messed up before, but to make amends, he spends the bar gladly on the EX Shoryuken once again.
And he's slowly but surely getting back from this. Carbon finds him off guard again, but Machoor answers with a beautiful EXDP. I love it. The reads correction has been so good. The correct reads ratio, I should say.
Yes,
Oh,
he
perfectly
does.
spaced.
Oh, can hit confirm. No charge, though. No charge. Right, knee press.
Finds the EXDs. I love it. Oh, he's at the confirm again. I need to ask him if he's confirming or just committing. Very
Well,
nice
I mean,
stuff.
if you cancel into Inferno from a particular range, it's actually hard for a lot of characters to punish. So you can, it's like the whole spacing track, auto spacing thing. It's where he's dead, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead.
Finally.
Oh well, if he spent the
drops
bar. I think if he went for, I think if he went for EXD press, I think he would have died after that.
Yo, yeah, I think you're very right, Jammerz.
I'll do that after this. Yeah. All right.
All right, let's go.
Oh, crossed up and he blocked it. That's rare footage of that someone actually blocking that in that instance. No, Veggey, no one really blocks that.
No,
one really
I know
blocks
that's. And when you get hit by that cross-up, you're definitely fuming, right? So Machoor definitely saved himself in getting that rage that could cost you the round. Very fortunate block there. Nice, staying solid on defense again. Switched up, takes a lot more throw and it's working out for him. Did he parry? Was that a parry or fireball start?
That might have been, whatever it was extremely late and it got crush counted. Gets the grab there. Nice throw. Because he is like +2 or +3 after the dash there, so it is a legit throw. Cycle blast.
Not ready for these surprise jumps.
No stun! Okay! He's not stunned, this is big, get out. Yeah, that's it, get out, just get out.
Oh, he's
if he parries the slide, I swear to God, you're gangster if you do. He's gonna do it. I don't think he's gonna do it. Nah, he's
frame
not
1 or 2 on V-Trigger?
It's two frame startup.
Yeah. Okay, so... Oh, he's
Oh no, he's gonna get himself killed. No! Oh no! He jumped! Why? Why? Oh man, that was crazy. Oh, you didn't need to do that, boss.
Smelling blood.
Let me
smelling blood, but for too long. I feel he was showing that blood smell for so long, and eventually Carbon caught up.
Yeah, it's a 2 frame. I just checked. It's a 2 frame start V trigger there, which is really good. I think his V skill is 3 frame start. Now, a couple of people have been asking in the chat as the set goes on. A couple of people in the chat have been asking how do we select players for this. It's actually myself, Veggey, and 3 other people. We have a discussion about who we should bring onto the show. We have our own list, but then we also have somebody else externally helping us suggest names and setting up these exhibitions as well. I do not pick out these names by myself because I can't go that far because I've got other commitments to attend to. But when I do put a name in the hat, when we do suggest people, it has to be a unanimous decision between the 5 of us. We can't have one person say, put this guy on. And if 4 people neglect it, we got to keep that, or we got to put that guy on the waiting list and prioritize other people. So it's literally a group effort how we do this. I love that people think it's just me doing it. I know there's some other people that think actual Capcom are picking these people as well. No, it's actually a group of 5 people sorting these out.
Yeah, so don't blame Jammerz if you put your name in the hat and you weren't picked. There definitely could have been anyone else's decision.
Because believe me, and Veggey can vouch for me, it's like I've actually suggested a fair number of names.
Yeah, that is very true. So, I mean, at some point we might get to run through all the names we like, but right now, unanimous decisions, baby. Nice check on the dash though from Machoor to take us back into this game.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody said you're not just picking your buddies. Believe me, if it was my buddies, they would be people outside of the FGC. I can assure you of that.
And I mean, it would mostly be UK players, right?
Well, if that's what they mean by buddies.
Probably. Oh, did you see that? Oh, that neutral jump heavy kick to keep Machoor boxed in at any cost.
Oh, gets the meaty throw there, and he goes low just in case. Oh, wait, what? That was weird. That was hella weird.
You know, always weird stuff when Bison's on the screen because he has such funky stuff.
No, that's Vega. Vega takes the cake on that.
Oh, okay, that's true. That's true. That's very true. Ooh, ready with a check again. I'm loving this from Machoor. That was his problem in the beginning. He's been so consistent these last 4 or 5 games with that dash check. I love it.
Do you know what? It's like, despite the scoreline being 6-3, I feel it's been pretty close for the most part in a lot of these games.
Sure.
EXDP again.
He has the timing, man. He smells when Carbon wants to like get that conversion, and that punish again with the standing leg kick so good.
For me though, Veggey, it's not enough. I know it's an invincible verse
yeah.
when it breaks momentum, but I just don't think it's enough in the long run psychologically, you know?
Well, that's an excellent point. And he's ready now with the hell attacks. It's also been a problem for him not stopping the
Yes!
jump.
He done it! Finally! Oh my
Let's
god!
go!
You have to do that. I know you get rid of your whole... Oh my god. Oh my word.
days.
Okay. Machoor, I'm so sorry.
But I love that. He used that, and he's ready now. See, Carbon is ready now, Jammerz. We've switched again. Now Machoor has to make another switch, as he did in the beginning, to get back from that anti-airing Carbon.
Do you know what? Do you know what one of the... Sorry. Do you know what one of the worst feelings is? You feel you've just got Devil's Reverse, and you don't. And somehow he recovers before you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you weren't around in Season 1, believe me, Devil's Reverse was a lot worse than it is now. Trust me on that, because he could bounce off your head and go full screen. He could go anywhere on screen with that Devil's Reverse. But that was a beautiful bait.
Good.
That was a very good bait.
It definitely was, and you know, the punish on that bait was so humongous, I should say. Great stuff from Carbon, up 7-3. This is what I would expect the match to feel like, though. I always thought Bison was pretty damn good against Ryu. Yeah, there's something because Ryu doesn't have that suffocation style that Ken has. That might be something that Bison players could complain about, right? But Ryu, I mean, you can really control Ryu with Bison actually.
I don't even think Ken has a good time against Bison either.
Oh, exactly. And he's the more rushed
you know
down.
what? This is why it's part of the reason why the Japanese rate this guy so highly, because he's a menace to the majority of the cast. On the ground, I remember Momochi said this. On the ground, there's a lot of characters that aren't beating this dude.
Definitely, it's like the down for fears, the sister kicks, the plus frames. It's so hard to deal with for these characters that don't have the aerial approach or the outzoning ability.
Oh no!
Did he do it on purpose? He was ready with the heavy kick.
Do you know what? I don't know. You know, should we give him the benefit of the doubt?
We should give him the benefit of the doubt. And I'm just gonna write it down just to ask him. Jump, light kick, standing heavy kick response. What's up?
I don't know. I don't know if he tried to hold up or backdash, but he got hit, and then again, like you said, immediate. Remember what Infections were doing over the weekend? He kept teching every time he got hit. I just think more people are doing this now.
They're like installing things or using.
That's plus on block, Machoor. You can't do that. That parry's plus on block. I don't know why, but
no one knows. Ooh, the boot punish. Let's go. No throw. Okay, there though. Another one puts himself in the corner. He needed the heavy there maybe to connect.
Probably. Oh, with his throw, he needs this round here, Machoor. I think he needs this whole game, to be honest, because that scoreline is expanding little by little as we go on.
Right, he's Carbon ready, but the trade is actually in Machoor's favor at this point. But that wake up again, standing light kick. What's it gonna be, baby?
Blocks and then just waits for a button or the tech, and then he parries and gets him. He saw what he did before, and it was a mistake. Said, you know what? I'll wait till the very last second, activate the V trigger 2, get that parry, deplete my whole V gauge. No problem.
I love it. So that's a great usage of the V-Trigger in this specific matchup that we just saw. And he finds the spacing or read again. Don't know if you can react to that, Jammerz. Do you know if you can like dash or react to the fireball?
Do you know what? I'd probably have to show you something like in training mode another time. But there's a range where, like, when the fireball comes out, I think you can see it.
Okay, that's very interesting, and that's great, like matchup knowledge and reactions from Carbon. So he's a great pick from Machoor right now, and he's trying to make Machoor.
Any move but that! Come on, any move but that! He gets the throw anyway.
I feel that was lucky. That was what Carbon wanted, right? He wanted to bait out that throw. I feel with that dash, or was it a side switchy? I'm not gonna say anything because I don't really know, and I don't want to be wrong. Jammerz, lay it on me. What do you think?
Listen, it could have been anything there, but there's last couple of moments. Look, you can see it time and time again that Machoor is actually getting pretty decent reads on Carbon's next turn, right? Remember, he V-shifted EX knees before. He's been V-breaking a couple of times. He's jumped back. He's challenged in certain situations. But I feel he might be getting the wrong conversion at times, or it's not doing enough psychologically and in-game.
-2 to the standing light kick. We're definitely playing Bison right now. Let's go. Machoor trying to take a bit of an extra frame or trapping him, and Carbon just recognizes, I guess it's the right way to put it.
Oh, that's punishable. That's -6. But dude, that was -6. Oh, he thought he was going to cancel it. That's why. He probably thought he was going to cancel it. You can punish the stand phase.
Yeah.
You can punish the stand phase.
Oh, he's ready again with the anti-air. He's looking a lot more forward.
Don't tell him Bison's crouching hard punch is actually okay. Don't tell him that.
It's decent, right? It's not the worst. It's not the end of the world. After that that ground control, that destruction on the ground, and you still got that anti-air?
Don't tell Carbon we said that's actually okay.
And did you see that auto spacing trap there? Crouch medium kick. Stand like it, slightly delayed to auto with punish anything Carbon press. Working out for him, but you know, he has that V-trigger ready. This is looking really...
Oh, if he manages to get that Psycho Blast on activation... That... Oh, no.
Oh, he had to block it.
I think he wants the V skill first. He's going to activate for button or something. Good break.
He takes it. He's ready. He reads it, but he doesn't... Yo, let's go, Machoor!
Inner Ryu came out of it. He wanted that round. Do you know what? He really wanted that round through hook or by crook. He said, you know what? I got to be a little bit unorthodox every so often. Instill it in your mind.
He had seen the French Super Diamond Ryus and he had written down their tech and he pulled it out when he needed it, Jammerz. Let's go, European Super Diamond Ryu tech.
Please, no. I don't want any Europeans influencing people around the world. European Ryu players, not Europeans.
Yeah, that's a great thing to correct yourself on. So
well, outside of one or two, I can't have the average Ryu player influencing everybody else. It's just, that is not the way to live your life. There's better things to do, trust me.
There is, but sometimes just watching these wild players can teach you something. I mean, sometimes I've seen something from some of the most wild birdies that have actually implemented at some point.
Because they don't know what they're doing, but you're like, I can take that and actually make this into something.
Exactly, and that's the spacing at least.
If he builds that bar, with punish with the sweep, can he not get... Oh, good kind of hit confirm, and the jab. I'm not sure what Carbon was trying to do. Maybe he's trying to do like a knee press to stop delayed pressure or something like that. But I feel Machoor might need to go for something a little bit bigger as a whiff punch against Psycho Wax. He might need to work on the spacing a little bit because, again, sweep is pretty consistent. It's a fast sweep, got decent range. But in terms of getting like a conversion, eliminating that one more guess for game scenario, if you can kill them in that scenario, I think that'd be really good. But right now he's been pretty decent, and he's actually reducing the deficit between these two in this first to 10. 7-5 to Carbon still.
Machoor for precedent, reducing the deficit. That's numero uno, you know. Let's go. Oh, nice. Yo. I think maybe a standing heavy punch could be punished there into like an EX something.
Maybe.
EX, what's it called?
Yeah. Sure, you can.
Kick,
oh, yeah, donkey kick, yeah.
For that conversion. Nice interruption.
He was waiting. He's actually been waiting a fair bit. I think after that first exchange they had where the DP got baited, like he's been pretty careful, pretty meticulous with what he does and his decision making after the Devil's Reverse each now and then, every time then.
And I mean, Machoor could have seen that crouching fierce on the back jump and punished that later if he just empty jump into something.
He tried to run away. Yeah.
Ooh, Machoor putting it up almost like he's closing in on that 7-7. One more round for 6-7. Let's go.
All right, slowly but surely, I'm liking the adaptation between these two. These guys have played numerous times before. Again, I'm still liking the lore behind Carbon making certain people retire.
Yeah.
And what I've seen today, I can see why.
And I can also see why Machoor is afraid that he has to hand in that resignation. It's not looking too good, but he is coming back. Oh, beautiful read, I believe, on that EX with the forward dash.
Don't trust me, that gets everyone online. That's one of the weirdest frames. I'm going to be honest with you. That's one of the weirdest frame traps, but that gets everyone.
Did you see that interruption? And he gets the
throw of
Carbon. Has the super.
Is he going to
use it?
No.
No. Doesn't want to waste the bar.
I would have
stay there meter plus.
I would too. I would have supered. I mean, I'm 7-5 up. Why not?
Yeah. Nice.
He comes back.
I'm loving it.
Love that. And do you know what's interesting? Good choice after that as well, because usually after low forward fireball, a lot of Ryu players backdash, and they're actually out of a lot of long distance moves. EX's is actually not one of them.
Definitely
it's not one of them. EX dash straight should catch him there as well, actually.
Yes. There's a few moves that will definitely make you second guess your backdashes. Nice. Double whiff. That was interesting. Both trying to trap each other. And he gets that EX knee. Oh, nice thing. Solid on defense. Machoor.
All right, pressure being applied. And again, it's got that slight life lead to work with Carbon. And I think slowly but surely, he's been kind of not so much second guessing or doubting his decisions. I think he's trying to really assess and be attentive towards Machoor, what he's doing. Because again, Machoor has been a bit haphazard at times. And it's kind of put a Carbon on the back foot. Good check on the dash.
I love it.
Whoa.
That check.
Okay.
Roll dash. You didn't believe in that check. It's like, I'm going to see
Oh,
if you
he
really
could
check.
have V-shifted that.
Oh.
Damn.
Sweep.
I'm seeing all the V-shifts today.
Yo. He had definitely canceled his blast already. Nice tech.
I didn't think he'd recover in time to tech that, you know.
Plus on with.
Caught him. Get a bit.
He's kind of catching him.
Yeah, it's getting a bit scrambly here. Getting very scrambly here. Oh, good jump. That's a big
jump
jump.
in.
And no, he tried to be optimal. And Ryu's crouching fierce and stubby as it is said no. So that's going to be vital. This fireball's vital. Oh no, why is he going forward?
Yo, he's so uncomfortable.
He's dead.
when he
He's dead.
gets
Oh no,
caught
he has
in
the
the
meter.
dash.
I thought he had meter. I actually thought he built meter in time to get the cancellation on that move, but my god, after a couple of games and Machoor trying to reduce the deficit, Carbon finds himself taking another game, stretching that lead once again to 8-5. Again, a little bit higgledy-piggledy, a little bit of a scramble there, Veggey, but sometimes the good players know how to grind out wins, you know?
You know, when you boil your eggs, they're not that satisfying. Sometimes when you have to get those potency in, you gotta scramble them down. And that's what Carbon did in that last round to put it 8-5 for Carbon.
Can't disagree with the compadre there. It was true. Hey, listen, we've spoken about this before. Neutral at times this game can be a bit scrambly, and winning the scrambles is a flipping art. Let me tell you that. That deserves a Hall of Fame award if you can win those scrambles.
Definitely is, and it's something Oil is really good at.
Oh my god, mate. I wanted to write a book on how he wins scrambles in this game.
He's so good at it. Mature now though. Ooh, he gets like it. Nice use of V-shift. It limits the left-right.
Do you know what? I've only seen about probably 2 or 3 hard reads on the V-shifts. I think probably these guys should be a little bit more brazen, a little bit more audacious, and really try and catch these guys out. Because where they're doing V-shifts, I felt if somebody just waited, or maybe did a sneaky dash to try and catch it, I think somebody would cement their control in this game.
He said after V-shift, Machoor, not roll off the bat. Nice dash usage there. He's definitely listening, just missed some of your words. Yo, that round though?
Alright. Building up the damage, safe jump, pressure being applied. The back throw will take it only because the great damage accumulated from the pressure into the X5, which does a little bit of chip as well. And that back throw, it is his optimal way to stun and end rounds in a situation like that. Ryu taking that game there, and now it is 8-6. Good response to that last game there, Veggey.
And what a beautiful breakdown from you on that situation, because there was, as you said, if it wasn't for the back heavy into the X Fireball, there was no kill.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to kill.
Yeah, until you...
I do think, I need to double check, I need to redo my notes on this. Bison is still one of the few characters where his vitality didn't change, but Bison should still have 1,000 vitality.
Yeah. Oh, he gets the shimmy back. Nice. Nice usage of the leaders. Let's get out of that plus frame bonanza.
Yeah, I still wonder, why did Ryu get more health than Bison?
I mean, who knows? Ryu players have been, you know, complaining for so long. Capcom just wanted to give them something, and he got it. It's like he's good now, as we can see. Good
I don't know. I think everyone's health should have been. Wow, that was a light DP. Machoor, I saw that. I saw that.
He was so light that he had such plus frames that he missed his meaty.
I mean, that definitely connected at one of the latter active frames there. That was very awkward, but it looks like Carbon's fine. He wanted to overextend there with a dash. I think he just wait this out. He might do X knee press again. Yeah. He might do X knee press again. I'm gonna blast instead.
Yeah, nice blockage from Machoor. He doesn't have the bar now. Ooh, finds one. He's gonna find another. I like it because it's really hard to build that V-chip. Fierce. That's standing fierce.
It's weird, right? Because you feel you can deal with Psycho X, but then when you feel you can deal with Psycho X, Stand Fierce comes out. And then when you think you're too far away and you're comfortable with dealing with Stand Hard Punch, you block Psycho X. It can be a little weird trying to deal or space yourself correctly against his heavies. I know they've had additional recovery over the years, but for a couple of people, I think it's still a bit pretty tricky.
That was awesome. Let's go. Psycho Blast end here, definitely. Not intentionally finds the double dash again.
Yes,
Machoor and he's ready. Let's go. Quarter to quarter.
That's what we got to see. I need to see more of those. Try and snuff out 1 or 2 V-shifts here and there. That was a safe way to do it, and he got a hard knockdown as well. doing OS sweep is actually pretty damn good for V-Shifts.
Yes.
Oh, fireball again, right before the Psycho X connected. You were so lucky there, Machoor. But again, Carbon finds himself in pole position here, but somehow Machoor's taking a lot of these games to the final round. I really like that.
Yeah, but one thing I've seen a bit here from Machoor is that he's in the range to make that down forward heavy punch whiff, but I'm gonna finish after this because this is too intense. He gets the interruption on the overhead this time.
I actually thought Machoor found out Carbon's timing, but even then, Carbon still pressed crouch jab.
Ooh, uses the touch, let's go.
Could he
punish maybe at that range?
No, he's in V-trigger one. He's in V-trigger, so yeah.
Oh, that spacing again on that clash mini kick, and then that's unlucky. I just wanted to finish that. Thought Jammerz, sorry.
Yeah, no, please, finish your
A couple of them has been out of range if you're standing, but as he's done the down forward fierce, Machoor has sat down and blocked it when he kind of had the spacing to make them whiff. Very, I mean, there's no low really to worry about at that range. Might just be random, but like a random interaction, but it's happened a couple of times. I'm interested in seeing if he kind of stopped doing that.
Stops another fireball there and a V-shift. See what I mean? He probably could have snuffed that one out with a Psycho Axe there, but...
Oh, another one. Machoor does not want to die right now. It would be such a mountain to climb. Carbon, the maker of resignations.
Oh, what a jump. That one time. What a jump there from Machoor. And he's going to build momentum from this. The stun is still high. Gets one grab. A back throw might do it if he can get in range. He's out.
Oh, finds a good reverse.
Oh,
gonna be.
That was interesting. No V-trigger yet. He's got V-trigger now. What's it going to be? He can't activate from that. It's got to be a button. It's actually got to be a button now. And Carbon knows that. That should be applied.
That making it plus. Just chill. You have actually 30 seconds, and he's out of every single kind of meter.
Do you want to know? Oh, he punished. What's it going to be? Guess the game. What's it going to be? Oh, no! He's going to activate V-trigger anyway! Oh, man! Somehow, he managed to scrape it just by a sliver, by a nose hair. Look, do you know what I would have done? It looked a bit messy there. But you know what I would have done? I would have done jab, jab, EX5 will activate. Because it hit, and I would have got the conversion anyway. And I don't know if it was stand jab or crouch jab. I think they changed something so that the EX, it links as a combo now. Because a couple of characters, they can link it to EX moves from their lights because they reduced the startup or something in their moves. I got to double check if it was Ryu. I know it happened with Lauren, it's happened with someone else. I'm not sure if Ryu's one of the same things. I think the other character was Sakura, which she could do jab into EX Tatsu.
Oh.
Do you know, it's bugging me. I need to find it.
Look at the V-bar position right now for Carbon, having almost full life and almost 1 bar of V-trigger. Very good stuff for him. Absorbs of making work for him. Machoor is staying really far away, ready for the dash with the crouch mini kick. I'm loving those checks. He's been consistent most of the day. Oh, he finds the delay stand medium punch, a little walk forward.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
what allows him.
Sorry, I found it. When cancelled from a crouching light punch, change the start from 11 frames to 10. So if he did crouch jab, fireball, it would have comboed.
Right now, though, Machoor is looking to take that round to even it up.
Oh, he chased him again! Oh, that would have been so sick if he got another delay there, Carbon. He's actually been pretty well catching delay takes from Machoor. But as I say that, Machoor says, you know what? You got a couple of nice tricks. You got them fancy gimmicks. But guess what? I'm about to try and equalize this set 8-8.
This is what I felt when that stand fierce crushed him. It just took every bit of life out of him with the target combo. Good job to working out.
V-shift. Yeah, he's waiting now because he's not in that situation. He can't commit to a break because of the parry. And we see Maturity do that once. Another jump back! Back throw.
It's gonna be now though.
Oh man, that was brilliant. Catches the delayed button on defense with the back hard kick. Cancelled into the fireball because it was going to be a good pressure situation for Machoor. Anyway, and ladies and gentlemen, at one point he was 4-1 down. And he was 7-3 down. Now it's 8 apiece. Veggey, it's tournament time, baby. First to 2. Ooh. You got any tricks? You better bring them up.
I hope we're going to go from tournament time to Gfinity time. But you know what? Machoor, he is hesitant. He does not want to hand in the resignation. That's what I'm going to call it. He does not want to lose his job. Let's go. Yeah, he wants that 8-8 for... No, that 9-8 for that life lead. No, game lead. Let's go. Machoor, so strong right now, coming back from this.
I could be wrong. This game might be the turning point. It might be. Ah! It might be this one. Sorry, I shouldn't have screamed there. When I saw that V-shift whip, oh my god, no. Oh, come on. You've been playing really well to reduce the gap. He comes out with a round like this, but sometimes you just get wrong, you guess wrong, and he's still stubborn.
I mean, it started bad for him, but it's really good now. I want to see some walk-up V-trigger parry or something.
The jump. He's still out. Veggey, he's dead. Veggey, he's dead.
What? How did he come back from that, Jammerz? I mean, you could probably tell me why with a V-trigger, right?
For like 10 or 12 seconds, his guesses were abysmal. They were all wrong, incorrect, and after one jump back, he said, you know what, I'm going to win this round. Hold my beer, hold on, I can do better than this.
Machoor does not want to lose. He wants to show his friends they should never have quit. They could have been playing this beautiful Street Fighter. The hurtbox reduction, no, pullback though, very nice. He's fireball there.
He walks back again. Little life lead here for Machoor. Throwing a couple of fireballs, but gets a lucky jump in into the donkey kick. Carbon has not got a lot to say on defense, but activates Psycho Power. Let's go. Good block.
Ooh, blocks it.
I would have blocked as well. Oh, he's stunned. He is stunned.
Yeah.
Now, he's got what I'd leave him standing. I would have left him standing.
EP.
But he got him anyway.
Oi, oi, oi.
He
This
guessed
is too
right.
tense right now.
I know,
Jammerz.
right?
This
I don't know.
is too tense.
I'm not a Bison player. In that situation, I probably would have left him standing, try to catch him off guard with a throw or some like delayed jab or something. But Carbon knows better than I do. He's playing, I'm not. I'm commentating. Oh, hold on. He waited again. He's worried about the XDP now. In this round, XDP is big. I think it's very big in this round.
Great call out, Jammerz. That's such a good thing. Oh, nice punish.
Nice that fist.
But no conversion. And the trade is good for Machoor.
It's a V-break again and another jump. Do you know what? That hitbox on Psycho Blast. My word, Lord have mercy. It's saved him there. Otherwise, he was in the corner.
Definitely was a kind of savior there for Carbon. Very
Dude,
lucky.
where's he getting all this media from?
From those parries.
Well, he's getting hit most of the time.
Yeah. Look at this. Two bar reaching one. That's what we call that.
He's got to activate. There it is.
Yeah.
That's safe. Let's see what he's got on deck. Is he just trying to store another fireball? I think he needs another fireball on deck here, Carbon. He needs that Psycho Reflector. Pay dividends. Good check on the dash. And the anti-air. No cancel.
Oh, no
Any
conversion.
cancel would have done it. Oh, he got out.
Yo,
He almost
no
got
way.
it. No, wrong round. What's going on?
What?
This is crazy. Oh my god, who's going to win this?
Take this.
I can't watch.
Jammerz, I can't call this.
I beg
19
you.
seconds.
Now, Veggey, you're commentating this by yourself. I'm not looking at the screen.
Yo, I don't really know what to say. I mean, that Machoor is going in with the life lead. I mean, he can react to those approaches.
How many seconds
now.
on the clock?
There's
I
that
can't see.
8 seconds, and there's back jump. Oh. This is so tense, and you know, because you know that Ryu feels awkward and uncomfortable in the matchup. He feels awkward.
Again.
So you have those all the time, and they're working out because of the damage.
Do you know how annoyed I'd be by these jumps? Do you know?
I definitely drop Bison after playing against Ryu with Bison.
Listen.
No matter how much control Bison has, that looks annoying.
Machoor is telling us I'm not retiring today. I'm not handing in that Street Fighter 5 P45. I'm staying. Oh man, this is brilliant. I love this.
Blood. Smells blood. Check now. That's safe range. Beautiful anti-air. Let's go.
All right, backs off there. Another jump in. Do you know what? Those jumping hard kicks have been an absolute blessing for Machoor.
They definitely have. I mean, I want to see 9-9, but right now, though, Machoor is on the killing route.
I don't know how he's turned this around. It must be nothing shy of a miracle. Another anti-air.
This is wild.
Dude, are we playing Ace Combat 6 or something? What are we playing? This guy's taking to the skies a bit too much, but it's working out.
It is working out. And
Oh no, he's gonna get, yeah, he got it!
Now. Yeah.
Oh man.
Second time.
I know when you will activate, there's a little bit of time recovery period, but that is a 2-frame parry. When you get hit, you know about it. You know about it. Your mum knows about it. Your dog knows about it.
Your wife knows about it.
Oh, everybody knows about it, mate. And what
Your
I do
son
know
knows about it.
is we're on match point for Machoor. I don't know how he's turned this around, but this is brilliant. Oh no, that missed.
Okay,
you remember what he said?
the-
Remember what he said?
Yeah.
Remember what he said to the Richard Partner Street team? That that's inconsistent.
You need to slow down, Machoor. You have this, you smell blood, but Carbon is definitely adapted to your fast pace this round. One more for the kill, finds it.
Shim Shrew, baby. Backdash into crouch, medium punch. It's still match point for Machoor. If I was him, is he gonna let off the EXDPs? Am I gonna get in trouble for saying a particular word? I don't know.
Oh, that was one of your fireballs.
No, Richard knows what I mean.
Yeah, I'm clueless there. I'm just laughing because I love the vibe from that joke, but I didn't really get it. That's on me, I think. That's on me. Nice anti-air from Machoor.
Wait. Get stand fist, no tax. Well, he wasn't charging or anything. I think you can hit confirm that into stand Inferno card. He's got a 17 frame counter window or something.
You can. I've seen it on Venom's Twitter timeline, so you're definitely right about that.
The short. Is he going to get strong again? Good backdash. No V-trigger yet. Good V reversal. He wants to get this position advantage. Another dash through. No V-trigger yet for Carbon. He needs it. No DP yet from Machoor's end. Oh. Bad throw. Bait the DP. I would. Ah!
Yo! He almost had it.
He almost had it again.
Nice punish.
He's going to block.
Just take it.
Veggey, I'm dying here. Help me out.
He's walking back. He's walking back. He could have seen. Oh, nice back jump back in the kick.
Oh my god, what's going on, DP?
Look at this.
Ah, he got it. He got it. He should have hit. Yeah, no meter.
Oh, he's DP. I want to see a DP. Oh no, what's it gonna be?
He's gonna parry something.
Carbon.
He's gonna parry something. Watch, you stay there. He's gonna parry something. It's so silly. This is it. No. Ah, he tried.
Whoa,
I told you.
Had it.
What did I tell you?
Yes.
I told you he's gonna do something. Oh man. Alright, crisis averted.
9-9.
And a piece, baby.
That's what we like to see.
That's it. I've been screaming too much today. It's because I've been commentating a week now. The sound effects are coming out.
Shit. Sure you can.
Like all the sound effects are coming out. We'll get our own soundboard soon. That would be great. Right.
That would be sick.
Final game, ladies and gentlemen. Place your imaginary salty bets right now. Ryu versus Bison. Who's going to take it?
Grand finals. Let's go. The jumping blocked again. He finds the conversion. Probably stand like kick. Oof. This is so tense. Oh, he misses that parry again.
Do you know what? I've actually really enjoyed this.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Because I think it's high-level stubbornness at its apex, the pinnacle of high-level stubbornness. This is brilliant because the way some of these guys have been dealing with situations is they've opted to go for option A time and time again, and it's worked. Good anti-air there from Carbon. Chase him down, no stun yet. Guess for game, what's it going to be? Oh, those are minus, by the way. Ah!
Oh, he gets the DP there. I love it. He has it. Oh, and he recognizes it. He wants to shimmy. He wakes up with no, goes to the right punch.
Oh my god, he clipped him. How did he clip him from there? What hitbox is on that move?
Why does that convert though? Oh my.
Because he needs it. He needs it. Ryu's a better character, isn't it? Oh no. Veggey. Somehow, the shoe's on the other foot. Machoor was at match point not too long ago, and Carbon finds himself about to be taking the set. Are we going to go to the final round, as Rip would say?
I want that. Let's get that final round of the final match. Stay solid. Nice. The shimmy sham.
Oh, wait, hang on. He tried to dash through a fireball, but no dice here. I think Machoor's going to opt for another jump very shortly, but good check on that dash. And he tried to stop a back dash there, but he couldn't convert. Carbon's really trying to dash through a fireball or something, but the moment he dashes to do something else, Machoor might jump.
Taking it there, but the retrigger is there now. This could be such a comeback situation.
He tried to jump, yeah, I saw it. Yeah. Carbon's trying to activate. Carbon wants this round. Yeah, he wants this round.
Oh, he's ready to check it out. Big contact, get in, gets the throw. What's it gonna be? Yes, I like that as well.
Good check. That is minus. I did double check before. I thought it was plus 4, but it's actually minus on block. Gets the throw. He can take one more. He can take one more.
He can. Nice reversal. Get out of dodge. Tries to outspace it.
No cross cut. I think he tried there, but not too good. Hard knockdown, and he stays in front. I think he thought he was going to go behind, but the V-trigger actually ran out. The V-trigger ran out. I think that's why Bison stayed in front. Well, that would have got anyone. Hang on.
Like the Bison's specific mix-up again with the V-reversal. He just needs to go forward.
Oh, I was about to say 10 seconds on the clock, but again, the one move I've been telling people to look out for is EX Fireball. And what that does is it takes us to the final round, ladies and gentlemen. I'm kind of scared. First blood goes to Carbon.
Yeah, and I mean, Machoor dashing into that stand heavy pressure must find
Oh!
count himself lucky. Not
That's
being
big.
hit, but the conversion though.
If he gets another one, he's dead. He's blocked. Good V reversal. I don't think we're going to see a trigger.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a trigger from Machoor.
No. He might not need it though, so he has a big mountain to climb, and Carbon catches him off guard.
Knocked out.
Nice.
Can he chase him? Throw? Is he going to backdash or try and activate it? Carbon's looking for the activation. Puts out the Psycho Blast. And what do we got? Jumps. Anti-S. Slide activate. Oh, he blocked!
No!
He did it! He risked it!
I love it and I don't love it. I both like it and hate it. What a decision. It would... what a bait, I should say. Carbon telling man, you need to resign right now.
Oh,
That's
man.
it.
I mean,
What a finish.
should he resign? That was a pretty dark close set. That wasn't a wash.
That's true.
That was to the wire. But ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do it out here. I want to see that chat raining down with the GGs. Congratulations to Carbon for taking the set 10-9, a nail biter. We haven't had many of those in quite some time on the show on Mondays. But I got to say, at one point, it was looking well into the distance, one-sided, lopsided completely. Machoor fighting back, integrating some play decisions he knows about Carbon. Then Carbon slightly nicked that lead. Then at one point I thought, you know what? Machoor's managed to turn this around. The unsung hero does it once again and proves to everyone how great a character Ryu is. And then right at the brink of it, in a situation that left him standing, and any situation that probably anyone would have capitulated against Bison, he risked in the XDP, and you're not playing Street Fighter 5. At least take a couple of risks, but Carbon knew. Carbon knew. I mean,
he definitely did.
Before we go to a break,
my Pepsi.
Hey, listen. Before we go to a break, Veggey, I mean, some quick words. What do you think about that?
Bro, sorry for being so casual with the lingo, because it's been just too much of a joy to watch. You get really comfortable with the bros and the yos, and that's that's the set. That's what it brought out. It's just such a good feel. It was just great Street Fighter. You know, in the match, you will see more jumps and dashes because Ryu can't really deal with the range, right? So it's to be expected. And, you know, it going down to the last round, last game like that, it's a dream come true. I just loved every minute of it. I wish we could have had a longer set between these two. These are the first 10s I love watching. Not the 10-1s, not the 10-2s, the 10-9s.
He likes the 10-9s, and we love the action. But I tell you what we do love as well. I like to go for a quick Twitch break because we got to appease our overlords. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go for a break. When we come back, we're going to delve deeper into this 10-9 set between Machoor and Carbon. We'll see you in a bit.
You shouldn't only admire my words, but also concentrate a little more on your lessons, Mana. That wake you up? Let the spirits guide you. How's this for you? You must be careful. Messy water. Soul satellite! Satellite! What's the meaning of fate? You shall know. should try to learn to use your power a little better.
All right, ladies and germs, Dungeons and Dragons, we are back with tonight's episode of Sets featuring Machoor and Carbon. The set has concluded. If you look in that little bar between the panel, between myself, Veggey, Machoor and Carbon's image, it does say the scoreline, because I know people come in here and say, is it over? Has it started? What's the score? This, that, and the third. Did I pay my bills today? Is Alex a good character? You ask all sorts of questions, so we try and answer them as much as possible. But Carbon did win the set 10-9 in a nail-biting set. But gentlemen, once again, thank you very much for participating. That was actually a great set between those two, because there was a lot of player-to-player interactions there and a lot of bold decisions being made. But that's what's beautiful about commentating in Street Fighter 5 for people like myself and Veggey. We get to sit in the third person's perspective and go, yo, you did that today? I was like, okay. But it's brilliant. But you know what? First of all, to get into this post-match interview and talk about how the set panned out and everything, I gotta start with Machoor first on this side of things. It's regarding V-shift, or more so the defensive mechanics and defensive decisions you made, because I think you used pretty much everything in Ryu's arsenal. V-reversal, V-shift, V-skill 1 parry, V-trigger 2 parry, EXDP, the 3-frame, you used everything. How do you feel about having that many options on defense in a game which for a long time it didn't really have that many notable defensive options? How does it feel to have all those choices on defense for you, Machoor?
I think that it's a good change. It's definitely makes the game feel fresh, especially when you are when you're trying to open up opponents, and you're actually works both ways, because the beautiful thing about V-Shift and V-Reversal is that you can use it in a defensive way and you can use it in an offensive way.
Yeah.
It can help you to get Bison or another character who's pressuring you off of you, and you can actually open up a character that is, or a person who's 24/7 blocking. You can get them some some gray health, and then with just one poke or something, you can deal like a combo like damage. That's a great thing, and it has definitely given the game another depth.
Okay.
So
fair play. Now I like that answer, and also this kind of alludes to my next question, because you did mention V-Shift, and I'm going to kind of pass this over to Carbon as well once I get Machoor's answer. You guys use V-Shift a fair bit in that set, which I love. I'm actually a huge fan of V-Shift, especially when people have their optimal punishes and know exactly when and where to use it, and kind of take advantage of the kind of screen push it provides for every character, or at least the V-break part of things. Now, I've said this for a little while now, and I don't know if you guys agree, but I'll get Machoor's answers first, then we'll move over to Carbon, is when you do a successful V-Shift, you get half a bar back. I don't think you should get half that bar back. Do you agree, or do you disagree with that?
Yes, I totally agree. I think it's I'm not sure whether they were trying to encourage people to use V-Shift more or V-Break more, or it was like a miscalculation from their side. Because it's kind of crazy how you can just do V-Shift twice and then you get your V-trigger back or something. So there isn't that much of a penalty, especially since we are accustomed for 4 years or 5 years now to do setups that don't involve V-Shift. So not everybody is always thinking about V-Shift. So when you do it, it's depending on the person that you're playing against, it's a little bit harmless. And if you get some V meter back, it's not even some, it's like half a bar.
Yeah.
That makes it an easy decision for you.
Yeah, for me it is a pretty big deal. But Carbon, what do you think about V-Shift? Do you think it's fair that you get half a bar back when you successfully do it?
I don't think this is very important to get whatever you get or not. But I think this is the V-Shift give Gem something new, something fresh, so you can't be out of Gem routine to do something new, finding something, because from long time we don't get anything from Capcom in the Gem machine. So I think it's fine.
Okay. I like the two different opposing opinions there. I mean, Veggey, I'm going to extend the question to you. Do you feel you should get half a bar back from a successful V-Shift?
I think that is a bit too much, but the reason I think so is because there are some characters that get to get away a lot with the V-Shift. They don't really have to use the V-Trigger, and when they're on offense, they can, like most of the time, they can punish V-Shifts really heavily, and then some characters, their offense gets really, you have to do a hard read to punish on offense, so the V-Shift becomes so much stronger for the few characters that can just throw it out in some matchups, because you don't really lose your comeback potential or your activation. Like Karin gets that sweep activation, they say she doesn't have a V system, and I love Karin, but she gets that activation on block twice around and gets to throw you for it. It's like a free throw almost, so it becomes a thing where I will sum up my long train of thought. Sorry guys, it's been long, sometimes it just goes on forever and I can't stop myself. It doesn't matter, because the final is coming right now, and I say don't award the V bar back, because it is already a reward in itself to get the great damage or the punish.
The only thing I'll add on to that before I hand over Veggey for some questions is my issue is, and not a lot of characters can do this, is when you get a successful V-Shift, not the V-break, when you get the V-Shift and you punish, some characters can combo into their V-skills. And if you already had a V-skill stored, so let's say Balrog, for instance, if he V-shifted, then comboed into the amplified dash straight, now, instead of 50%, he gets 60 or 65. So that's my issue, because some people are building back even more V-meter than usual. The only reason I brought it up is because Poison can do it all the time. because I'll just combo into cartwheel and it hits. But it's a big deal. Not everyone has that same reward, and it for me it kind of based off of who can combo into their B skills and who couldn't. But that's why I had to bring it up, and it's good that we all have different opinions, not so much conflicting, but they're different. But Veggey, I mean,
exactly,
you got some questions for the guys, or unless Machoor wants to say something.
If I may add,
go for it.
If I may add, I think this point should not be a universal thing for all characters. Like, I believe that if there's a character that is a heavy zoner, okay, let's say Dalton. You know, when V-Shift first came out, everybody was, worried about Dalton and how, finally when you get him down and you're in front of him, he's going to use V-Shift and he's going to get away. So if those kind of characters that are heavily, heavy zoners, characters who can use, their V skill and their combos and get more V meter, they can, they can, completely remove this whole, getting back your V meter once you do V-Shift for those characters. But for other characters, it can remain the same. That could be one way to handle it.
Interesting. I mean, Veggey, do you agree
That's
with
my
that?
opinion. Yeah.
I mean, I would love that, but I do think that would be very hard to decide. I mean, you say zoners, but it would be so hard, and there would be such an uproar. I like the direction where it's coming from, but I think that would just be too risky on Capcom's end when you're thinking about players being satisfied, which is also important, right? So maybe we could just we could just nerf Dawson again instead properly this time.
I mean,
and Poison, and Renat, all of those.
You're saying they got to think about player feedback.
And
listen, you say they got to worry about the players and whatnot. I mean, Balrog is still around, and he's causing a bit of a nightmare. I don't know, but you know what, Veggey, you had a couple of questions regarding the set that happened between these two, so please fire away if you can, please.
Most definitely, but first I'm showing off my skills, Carbon, Mabruk Habibi. Very nice set. I like this. Yes, so nice. Okay, now that that's out of the way, and first rate the pronunciation maybe, since that's important to Jammerz, and I mean to me as well.
I mean, was that a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10? What would you give that one?
Either one of you can rate it. I'll take either one's rating.
I think that was because it's towards Carbon. I'll give it a 7.
Because it's I didn't get it. Slow mind,
No,
slow
I got it. I laughed because it wasn't mature. You said it to Carbon. It's a 7 out of 10. So it might give you an 8,
but that's a pretty good rating. Anyway, Carbon. Now that that's out of the way, I saw a couple of times you were doing crouching medium kicks. You were doing them on block and on hit into Infernal Blast. But I was wondering, at the ranges when you were closer to Ryu and still went for the blast, were you confirming the crouching medium kick? Or were you doing it kind of like trying to space it to be safe every time? Was there a difference, or was it sometimes hit confirm, sometimes safe on block?
Actually, I do it sometimes because, in this season, really I don't have a lot of knowledge about data frame of Ryu. So I don't know what exactly buff he got in the season. So I'm like old style. I used to do what I do it in last season. So whatever I do it now, it is by luck. I don't have many information about it.
Okay,
that is a humble way to put it. Saying that you're doing it by luck.
I know that because we were talking about it before, right? Because when you do max distance or well-spaced crouch media kick into the Inferno, it's hard for a lot of characters to punish. I think Machoor did try and catch it once or twice with the sweep. I'm not sure if X Fireball can catch it. I think that's 11 frame startup, not 10, unless it's cancelled. So, I mean, again, if you look at it from the naked eye and it's like, oh, he can't deal with this, I can keep doing it, then it's understandable. Definitely. But if you said it was half and half, then sometimes you got to do that. But
and there was one situation.
I think the Inferno. I think the Inferno in max range. I think Ryu cannot punish it. I haven't looked at every single option, but I think from the sweep it will even whiff. I think the sweep will even whiff, even though the sweep is 7 frames. It will still whiff.
Okay, I'm thinking that probably at that distance you might be able to do CA, but I think I remember on one occasion you might have caught it with the sweep, but that was probably a poorly spaced one. But the max distance one, there's multiple characters that can't do anything about it. So outside of CA, which is a typical thing for everybody in this game, probably can't do anything about it. But yeah, Veggey, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. Exactly.
We had this one situation, Carbon, in the set where Machoor would do jump light kick, and and throw you, and it would whiff, and you would immediately do standing heavy kick. Did you get hit intentionally by that jump light kick and punished? Like, was that an intentional decision, or did you just react on the fly?
No, I know it because I know how Machoor his style, how he do it, and he do it like every time. So I know he will get punished.
Oh, sick! That is a great call out. That was such a sick moment.
I just try to take this match slowly.
Okay. Okay.
You see.
So that must mean it's like, Veggey, we might see that more and more from players now. Because they might go, you know, I know how they play and how they set this up, so I'll get hit here, mess up there. They'll have frame advantage more than they expect, and then I'll just react with a bigger button and do that. Street Fighter 5 has been coming out with all sorts of decisions that people have been making. Look, we've seen it with people waking up with delayed mediums on wake up, right? And now are we seeing another layer where people are intentionally getting hit and then whiffing their throws or reacting with heavy buttons as a reversal? But because again, from our perspective watching it, it's like, yo, Carbon did a random hard kick after he got hit. Like, what's going on? But if Carbon says, no, I know how he plays and how I know how to kind of counteract that, and that's pretty interesting. It's good that Veggey brought that up. It's very good that Veggey brought that up. You got any other questions for the guys?
This one is more like for Machoor, and it's more because you heard Carbon say earlier that he thought that Ryu was hard to deal with, right? With Bison. And that's not something I would assume. I would think that Bison was one of those characters that dealt at least decently with Ryu. How do you feel that matchup goes? And now try not to, add the salt to that explanation after that set, because that was close.
It was. So,
Machoor.
Yeah, I see. I don't think that Ryu beats Bison. I definitely don't think so. There are multiple reasons for that. First of all, Ryu's main gameplay is fireballs, and shoryukens. Yeah. So Ryu cannot throw fireballs. You guys saw just throw a fireball or two, and then he immediately uses his V skill 1. He grabs it and then he throws it at me. The 2 hitting fireball. So that's one option. The other option is he can dash through them, which he has done, multiple times. The third option is that he can just throw that EX Psycho Ball if he has a meter, and it would trouble me to get rid of the fireball in time.
Yeah.
Through fireballs, like cancel it out before he's right in front of my face. So there are multiple reasons why Ryu cannot just play normal neutral, like his usual neutral game against Bison, which makes the matchup difficult for Ryu. But at some points, because Bison does not have an EX reverse, even though that's not a huge disadvantage or something.
Yeah.
But if Ryu can actually understand or memorize or figure out the patterns of the Bison player, he cannot do anything. But that's on a player versus player basis, not character versus character basis.
Yeah, because obviously as that set was panning out, we saw how you guys were interacting with each other's fireballs, how you were handling the EX knee press hard knockdown situation. But then as the set grew and developed, you were making more player-based reads and decisions based on how Carbon was playing. And for the most part, your jumping hard kick was a blessing, because that was working a lot of the time. Obviously, your EX DPs, they were 50-50 here and there. You had some good chase downs on defensive options and whatnot. So, you guys actually, again, what I like about this version of Street Fighter 5 is, we see long sets where everyone's using every mechanic in Street Fighter 5 system. And I think you guys, again, took it down to the wire and used everything really, really well. I think there's a couple of times as well where Carbon did have a read on your V-shift, but I think the hard kick came out a little bit too late. I think you started a frame too late, but maybe if he did a Psycho Axe instead, it probably would have crush countered you. But I think he wanted probably the better crush counter combo, or the bigger option there. So that was pretty interesting. But Machoor, I've got to ask you as well, because obviously you kind of say tried and true Ryu. Is there any other characters you've been messing around with, or you wanted to experiment with, or is it just Ryu for the whole way through that you're gonna be playing this game?
Well, basically I'm more like a loyalist. So I have actually started playing with Ryu, and I have continued playing with Ryu ever since. I can't play like other characters like Akuma, which is very similar to Ryu also, but it's only for fun. It's not like it's not up to the Ryu level. However, I believe that if I wanted to learn another character, I can definitely do it. But then also at the same time, I don't think that Ryu is perfect. I think there's a lot of room for improvement. So if I go and pick up another character, then I am forgetting or I'm ignoring that room for improvement. Like I'm not focusing on that those next 5 or 4 things that I need to fix to become a better player. So I think that it's better to focus on those kind of things, perfect them, learn the character as a complete whole, get really good at those what hit confirms, those matchup knowledges, just like fully have like an understanding of every single matchup and how to deal with them and perfect them. Only then I believe that I can move into another character once I feel like I've completed Ryu, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, and that's a very interesting point you bring up there. It's like, kind of fix up these kind of small issues I have and kind of develop myself as a player, and obviously have my main down to a T, as opposed to, let's pick up and learn this character from scratch for a counter pick per se, maybe for like, your bad matchups or the zoners in particular. But Veggey, do you agree with that point that Machoor's made, or you got anything to say against it?
No, he explained it perfectly, because I've mentioned this on Twitter before, but I got the Twitter brigade on me, so I just like, I'm gonna lay off
you and
this.
Phenom do it to yourselves, all right?
Yeah, that's the way it is, gotta be real sometimes. Anyway, I think that if you are one of those guys that, okay, now Kami's top tier, I'm swapping to Kami. You play Kami for a season, now Rashid's top tier. You play Rashid for a season, now it's G, and then it's Honda, and then it's Balrog, and then it's Dawson, and then it's Dawson again, and it's Dawson, and it's Dawson. Anyway, when you do that, you will kind of like feel an improvement, maybe because you get this character beefiness, it's getting better. But if you were stuck in Ultra Diamond range, or Master couldn't graduate to Grandmaster, or you were stuck below Diamond, and you just do this with the characters, I think you'll hinder your potential level up in the long run, because you are actually not learning. There is a reason why there is many people in the high ranks with your character and you can't do it. So you might as well stick it out and see what you can learn. And you might learn a lot more than if you play a character that can skip those areas. So I love that mentality, and I want to see that for more people who are coming up and like getting to the level at some nearing that level. Like, instead of if you still see other people doing better than you with the character, you can still get there. Love it, Machoor. I just love it. Mwah. Perfect.
Somebody's a big fan of yours.
Thank you.
I mean, listen, that was.
And you know what?
Oh, go for it.
The thing is that. Yeah, the thing is that you can see like there were moments where I thought, man, I can't do this. Especially like 3 or beginning of season 4, I was like, man, I can't do this with Ryu. Like, I can't beat Big Bird. I can't beat Angry Bird. I can't beat those players. So you go online and you see players like MTG Jimmy. You see players like Just Fall Q16, or you see players like Jomi, or different Ryu players who are actually perfecting the character. They are playing at high level with the character, with the same tools that you have. Then you start to believe to yourself, it's my mistake. It's not the character's mistake. So and you just try to go and try to improve, and you will get there. It's more like you. I believe that having for your personal improvement, having limited tools is better than having a lot of tools. And you don't have to rely on the character. You can rely on yourself more. So yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I find that interesting. I think some people might disagree with that, but I can definitely find it interesting. To each their own. Machoor, I've got another question for you. This is regarding kind of like probably your popularity in the past year and a half or so, because obviously you've kind of grown bigger on social media through the YouTube, your highlights, your streaming, and your Twitter as well. You've been interacting a lot more with the community as well. not a lot of people, from my knowledge, I could be completely mistaken, not a lot of people from your region are kind of well known or out there as much as you, or probably say Angry Bird and Big Bird. Is there anything you'd say or any advice you'd give to those people that want to be more engaged with their community or bigger in their own right? Because again, there's a lot of untapped potential and hidden talent within you guys' region, and obviously the only real representatives you guys have at the highest level is Big Bird and Angry Bird. I mean, is there any words of encouragement you give more to more players from your region, Machoor?
Yeah, if you don't have the capabilities of Angry Bird and Big Bird to travel to different countries to participate in offline tournaments and stuff, and get noticed by people, through your own gameplay and through how good you are, you don't have to do that. You don't have to go and rank and play against the players in Europe or in the US or something, like a 2-bar or 1-bar connection. You don't have to do that. That's not mandatory for people to know who you are.
Yeah.
I believe that you have to utilize social media. You have to show your gameplay, even with the small group that you have, the small friends, the small local friends that you have. Like even if there are 10 or 20 people or something, but you play against them, it's high level, it's exciting. Put it out on social media, share it. There will be people who appreciate it, even though if you don't play against IDOM or Tokido or something. It's still fun. It's still fighting games, and people love it.
Cool. You know what? Word to the wise. Anyone that hails from the region that, Machoor, Carbon, Big Bird, Angry Bird reside in, even GTR. Shouts to GTR as well, because he's been putting some real work in as of recent. It's please share your gameplay. Tag people in it, do some highlights or do whatever, because again, like Machoor says, you don't have to be the top players to get noticed. There's more than one way to get recognized in the community on the internet. It can be difficult, and I know we're in an oversaturated market or community, but again, you got to start somewhere, and you got to make sure you spread the word, because like I said, there's a lot of hidden potential, untapped potential that more and more of us need to see. And we saw that over the week with Intel World Open, Veggey. More people said, you know what, we need to see more of these players. I want to see more of these players, because that's what these online events and communities have been doing for us. But yeah, have you got any more questions for the gents before I hit them with the universal question?
I'm kind of excited for their answers to the universal question, but I'd like to just add that, what Machoor just said now, it also applies to getting a contract at an esports organization or team. I don't like to say sponsors, because being sponsored and playing for a team is two different things. We can take that another day. Yeah, because you don't need to be the one who's winning. You need to be the one who's seen. I mean, that could be through winning, but it could be through other means too, to land team contracts. We see a lot of players who are very good, but they're not the winners of the big events. They're still landing decent contracts, some of them very good contracts, due to their presence in the community. So that's a big thing to take with you to all of the viewers, really, especially those that want that kind of
take the advice from a person that's part of a team. And he's doing well.
NVD, baby.
That's what he does. All right, so gentlemen, in at this part of the show, I do this each and every time to our guests because I love hearing the answers. I hit them with the universal question. One of them first, and I want to direct this at Carbon first before we go on to Machoor. So, Carbon, if you do watch other Bison players around the world, is there anything Bison players are not doing with the character that you feel they should be doing a little bit more, or is everyone playing Bison the way you imagine them to be?
Actually, I watch a lot of Problem X and Hot Dog, and actually, my level now, I cannot say they're missing something, because I learn from them,
Yeah. Okay. Fair play. I mean, I got to ask, because again, he's looking at the best of the best Bison players, and there's nothing he can say.
I learn from them actually, so I don't have any advice.
Hey, listen, you can learn something from anyone and everyone. Don't forget that. But I do like, I do like how humble Carbon is being about the situation. But now I've got to hand it over to Machoor, because I definitely know there's a bunch of Ryu players you watch, especially since the new influx, the horde of them that have come through. But is there anything that Ryu players are not doing that you feel they should be doing a little bit more? Hearing it from a Ryu specialist like yourself.
Yes, a big thing actually. A lot of Ryu players are very offensive, very, very attacking oriented. That is something I believe the character should not be played in that way. I believe the character is, as Capcom describes, is balanced. You have to choose the right timings for attacking, the right times for defending, and you cannot just go ham all the time. Just don't do that. If it is, if it's not a real attacking opportunity, don't take it. If it is a real attacking opportunity, go ahead and do whatever you want. But if it's not, just hold that down back button a little bit more until you get a real chance.
Do you know what? Fair play, because Ryu players aren't going to listen to me. They're not going to listen to Veggey. I think Ryu players are only going to listen to one of their own, and even then, I think there can be a couple of Ryu players that doubt their own fellow Ryu players. So I had to get Machoor to give you guys advice publicly. If I have to clip it and put it on the internet so you guys can see it and heed the words of a wise Ryu player as Machoor, so be it, because you lot ain't listening to the rest of us. But right, so now the other question I gotta hit you guys with, and this time we'll start with Machoor and we'll end with Carbon. So Street Fighter 5 as it is right now, it's in a good place, as a lot of our guests have said. But if there was anything you could change about this game, if you had the power to do so, add another mechanic, remove Ed, give Ryu 2,000 health, anything you can think of, is there anything Machoor would change about Street Fighter 5 currently?
I wouldn't say change something, because changing something, it's not easy. Like, even if we say that this thing needs to be changed right now, and then you cannot really see the results of it until like 6 months or something after the change.
Yeah.
But I would rather they add something, a feature, just give us CFN on the phone. Just make an app for CFN so that we can watch our replays. We can see frame data, live for the replays. We can study our matches on the go. If I'm in an offline tournament, okay, I don't have to have like a laptop with me to open Street Fighter. I can just I'm facing Carbon in semifinals or something. Then I'll just open my phone, go watch Carbon's matches, understand how he plays, know his patterns, and boom, I'm ready for the match. If they can give us that feature, that would be amazing. It would be a very helpful feature for people to learn the game better.
Okay, you know what? I know Samurai Mikey from the West Coast. Shout out to him. Hope he's doing well. He did mention that a very, very long time ago. A couple of players, when the topic does get brought up, they do mention it. But Veggey, how do you feel about that? Do you think a CFN app on the phone would be a good idea? And I'm going to extend the question to the viewers we have at home. Do you think CFN on your phone, so you can watch replays strictly off of CFN, would be good? But Veggey, please give me your answer.
That is definitely something we'd need, because then when you're on the bus, when you're on the plane with Wi-Fi, that doesn't happen all the time. When you're doing all these things, you can actually get to work on the tournament that you are aiming to play. You can get to watch the player you're facing in pools. You watch the player you might face in top 16, top 8. That's really self-explanatory. You can watch the players and learn on the fly. I'd love it. Final answer. I would love that, Jammerz. I would love it.
Carbon, what about you? Do you think CFN on your phone, so you could watch replays of other people, would be good for you?
Yeah, actually, I use a lot of this feature. Every day I use it when I want to prepare for any match, like today match. I saw it a lot of matches for Problem X and Hot Dog. I saw how they can deal with Ryu, and I take some benefit from them. So I think this feature is very good for beginners.
Cool. I mean, hey, listen, maybe I can write up in an email and send it to Capcom. Maybe we can write a petition or something. I think CFN, maybe it might be for the next Street Fighter game. Who knows? I think that'd be absolutely amazing.
Who knows?
An installed app to say, hey, watch your replays, download this app, I think the community would fully support that 110%. But then, Carbon, I gotta ask you now, if there's anything you would change about Street Fighter 5? Anything? Add a new mechanic? Get rid of Laura? Give Bison a 2-bar V trigger? I know he's got one, but make V trigger 1, 2 bars. What would you change, Carbon?
Maybe it's a good idea if they give Bison Shoryuken anti-air.
Okay, do you know what?
Because really we need to...
I was not expecting
Hell
that.
no! Stop this man!
All right, do you know what? Hey, listen, Carbon has made a very absurd and selfish decision or request. How do you guys feel that? Bison with a Shoryuken? Veggey? Listen, Veggey, talk to me. He looks down and depressed.
You wouldn't have any weakness left. I mean, like, what would the weakness to Bison be? Let's be real. That's dreaming. Very big dreams.
Yeah.
And you know, some people say if you dream it, it will happen. But this one, not so much.
One love.
Listen, look, I make sure we're fair and neutral out here. I offered Carbon a suggestion, and he took it. And he said, you know what? Please give me... That's basically him pleading for a better anti-air. Basically. That's it. So you can cross-cut as well, because, again, the amount of effort he has to do, pressing crouch fierce, air-to-airs, parry the V-skill sometimes.
That's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Machoor gets it. Machoor knows where I'm going with this. but look, again, to each their own, and it is a bit of a surge change. But listen, to be honest with you, to be real with you, they gave Cammy back an air throw. They gave Zangief back his headbutt. They've been adding moves.
Green hand.
Listen. They gave Sky High Claw back. I know Green Hand is here. He don't need it. Okay. They took away his throw invincibility. And that was good. Thank you very much for that. But, listen, they can add and take away moves at will. So, maybe just for Sunshine and Rainbow's sake, Bison might get a DP at the end. I don't know.
Green hand, green hand, green
You
hand.
can write your silly petition for that another time. But, Veggey, have you got any final questions for the boys before we have to wrap up the show?
I'm definitely just really excited by all these answers tonight, and I want to give both of you a huge extra amount of love, because this was such a good show. I just loved the conversation, the sets. I enjoyed myself. You made my Monday night. This could have been a Saturday night and I would have been satisfied. That's how good it was, Jammerz. Thank you so much, guys. Shukran, Habibis, ahoy.
You are welcome.
There you go.
Before we actually end it,
yeah,
I just want to mention something that if I had actually played as the way that I played after the 5th match in this set, I would have actually won. The first 4 matches, I played very nervously, very horribly. But you know, if I actually was playing the same way after the 5th match, I would have probably won.
But Machoor, this happened for me also. You know, when you play like for a long time, of course you will get tired. You cannot play like on the same level for whole match, for whole set.
It's not about getting tired. It's about, you know, getting your nerves, you know, under control and playing your normal gameplay. We saw what happened once I was comfortable. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a 4-win streak, wasn't it? You saw that, guys. Yeah.
I'm trying so hard not to laugh right now.
I mean, I appreciate the effort.
Saying the truth.
Alright, listen, this guy, listen, it was really okay. So does that mean, Machoor? My final question to you is: are you going to retire now because you lost?
Oh hell no. That was you know, that was like the underdog right now, embarrassing the top player in the country or something, isn't it?
Oh.
Madness.
But at first I
said
this matchup is tough for Bison.
Last round.
I want to see Rumble. I actually don't know what to say.
I want to see Rumble. I want to see Rumback at some point. I think that's the best way to end it. I'd like to go in Carbon's defense here because he's been very humble about it. But
he was not humble there.
Ask for Shoryuken. Come on, man.
That was wild. That was absolutely wild. But Machoor, what I would like to say, like,
I'm not asking for dash.
I'm not gonna say anything else. I'm out. I'm gone. Bye. No, not bye, but you know, I don't know what to say. I'm just lost. I don't lost for words right now. Jammerz, Jammeroonie, Mr.
Alright,
Jammerz.
listen. Before this might get out of hand, we do another first and 10 on site. Listen, we got a show to close, and we got to make sure we might have to set up this run back between Machoor and Carbon. It was 10-9. Somebody don't like it. Somebody ain't retiring, and Bison definitely isn't getting a DP. I'm telling you, he's not getting that. But once again, thank you very much to both these gentlemen for joining us on the show tonight. You can see their social media outlets on there. They both have Twitter accounts. Give them a follow. Let them know how you felt about the set tonight, because it was great. And make sure you tell Carbon Bison is not going to get a Shoryuken as an answer. Basically, tell him that.
In my dream.
And make sure you follow Machoor's Twitch channel as well. He does stream as active as he can as well, because we all have other things to do. But when he does come on, he is quite entertaining. So make sure you check that out there. But once again, Carbon, Machoor, thank you very much for joining the show. And Carbon, congratulations there. Nail biting set. It was a 10-9 last game, last round. I'd be definitely gritting my teeth and doing the Bluetooth handshake right now. I really wouldn't want to, but that's how we go out here. But yeah, gentlemen, we gotta do our job and close out the show. So when you guys are ready, you can leave the Discord call, and then I'll obviously tag you guys in the tweet saying thank you very much for joining.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It was a pleasure having you guys.
Thank you, guys.
All right, take care, guys.
Take care.
Oh boy, Veggey.
Bye bye.
Veggey.
Veggey.
I mean,
Jammerz.
Listen, them words that came out afterwards, boy.
I love that.
I don't know. He said,
He was like,
if I wasn't 4-1 down, I would have won. And it's like, well.
I mean, obviously, if you weren't 4-1 down, you would have won. I mean, I get where he's coming from, but you can never count out like the feeling of comfortability that the leader gets. He might let some rounds fly sometimes. You know, it's both people will always have games and rounds where they will feel that way. And that's just a part of your skill set as a player in that match, and something to work on. Not giving away those first 3 game lead on a 4-1. Then you know what to work on. Get those nerves in check, baby.
It's right. And do you know what? I definitely know. I'd love to sit around a dinner table with those guys and hear those two argue and bicker back and forth, because I probably wouldn't eat my dinner. I'd just be dying of laughter, because the way those two were exchanging words right after that was absolutely brilliant. And I mean, any point we see now, whether it be, you know, like another high stakes tournament for them or whatever, or maybe even another exhibition hosted by us or someone else, I'll be like, listen, Carbon was making people retire. Machoor said he was not going to retire, and it was 10-9, and it's like, look, I'm coming back for your ass, and that's how it goes out here. But you know what? Great games all around. I love those two, and hopefully we can bring it back for a run back on this show later on at some point in the future. But Richard, have we got any ads to roll before we close out the show to let people know if they want to follow more Street Fighter 5 action during the week? Because we had an intense week with the Intel World Open closed qualifiers and the regional finals. As I said, the schedule will be, as they stated, it will be starting from the 16th of July and be finishing on the 21st. Okay, cool. There you go. The schedule for the regional finals is coming up there. It's going to be mixed regions this time round, because all the closed qualifiers from the respective regions happened. If the region had 4 players, only 2 made it out. And if the players had 8, if the region had 8 players, then either 4 to 6 players made it out. But it was crazy gameplay nevertheless. You're going to see Infectious, you're going to see Hurricane, you're going to see Mr. Crimson, you're going to see Convi, you're going to see who else? Mono, you're going to see Oridu, you're going to see Oil King, you're going to see Phenom. You're going to see a lot of players playing in those regional finals. You're going to
see Pogara.
Yeah, Pugera, like Tokido, Fudo, like, because I know the Japanese guys, they had 6 players go through, and again, it's going to be nothing but nail-biting action for these guys here. So make sure you save those and mark them down on your calendar, because that is the schedule for the regional finals there. If you want to follow ESL on the Twitter, at ESLSF, I believe it is, and you can find out all the details or more details regarding who's qualified, because there was a lot of pages regarding who was qualified, and I can't remember everyone there, but there's going to be tons of great Street Fighter action in the next upcoming week, so make sure you check that out there. And of course as well, they had another ranking event this past weekend, and it don't stop there, because there's still 2 more ranking events happening. But Salt Mine League, this is the weekly schedule. They did have a Monday night exhibition tonight, I believe, but they do stuff on Mondays. They do King of the Salt Mine, which I think Bolt Strike is the king now, not Hurricane. It's somebody else. someone else is the king, and they do King of the Salt Mine, which is a fun little tournament, fun little event to take part in on Fridays. You can sign up for and get some competitive GGs going on. And then Sunday is what all the big boys enter there with the EU Open bracket. 12 weeks of extended online gameplay with ranking points and whatnot, and we're coming to the end of that extended season there. I need to double check the leaderboard to see what's going on. But if you want to follow all things Salt Mine, make sure you check out the following social media outlets at the bottom, which is the YouTube, the Twitch, and the Twitter there to know when they go live and when the archives go up on their channels. And then, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it from us tonight. Like we said, me and Veggey had a long week doing commentary for Intel World Open, and it doesn't stop there because we came on the show and we gave you guys another episode. Once again, shout outs to Machoor and Carbon for coming on and giving us the set, but the action don't stop. Street Fighter 5 happens every week around the clock, and people are staying practicing and they still press those buttons. But before we leave, I've got to hand it over to our fellow Brit who really can't kind of keep it up there. But any final words you want to give before you run off and say you're at a loss for words when British people actually don't run out of words?
Thank you, Jammerz. You didn't forget.
I didn't.
You never do.
I didn't forget
he's such
you.
A
I didn't forget.
British friend, and I would
Stop
like
looking
to
at your
say-
fridge. I know your fridge is over there.
I'm looking. He's over there. Yo, Jammerz, can you pass me that the drink? I'll do it later.
Yeah,
Never
sure.
mind.
There you
That
go.
water
Here
bottle, yeah.
you go.
Yeah, thanks.
Cool.
Oh shit! Thank you for pouring it into the glass for me. That's really nice.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, do you want me to pour some more?
Yeah, yes,
Pour
please.
some more.
Let's go.
There we go. Pour some more. There we go.
Nice.
There we go. All right, cool.
Oh, you spilled some. Doesn't matter. Oh,
okay.
You know, Dhalsim is such an OP character. Is what I like to see. That water just gave me some
It
courage.
revitalized you? Resurgence
Yes,
of energy?
it definitely did.
Oh,
Drink water, guys. Drink water every hour on the clock. And one more thing. I am your favorite British guy. Favorite Brit.
Right.
And he's number 2, right?
What's our queen's name again?
Elizabeth. I got you, fam.
Cool. All right.
Mandem.
All right.
Ask
cool.
me something else. Ask me something else. Let's go.
Wait. No. What?